said, hey, you know what? Jets, Giants, you want to come here rent-free back when that was a big deal?
Yeah.
We'll give you some love on concessions. Hell, tell you what we'll do. You can have the Soprano family on weekends.
Sure.
I'm sure.
You can bury Hoffa underneath
That's
it.
right.
It's fine.
He is Section 4.
It's fine.
By the way.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? Just to totally drive everything right into a wall. Wouldn't it be great if that was true and they buried
Well, that was one of the rumors, right? The old Giant Stadium.
The old Giant Stadium. Wouldn't it have been funny?
Well, then I think somebody literally did one of those sonar things. Like, yeah, there's nothing under there. And I'm like,
somebody ruined it for us.
That's what you said.
Don't you hate when they ruin a good story with the truth?
Sure.
Isn't it really annoying?
Sure.
But anyway, I'm probably guessing they got tons of love on concessions and percentage of this and tax breaks and free rent and all that, because let's be fair here. Why the hell else would you go to New Jersey?
Oh.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah,
But so I'm guessing that because I'm like you. You're New York. The stadium should be in New York.
I mean, you got room, because let's face it. Everywhere you go in Manhattan, they're always rebuilding something.
Oh, absolutely they are.
Now, but again, enough for a 70,000-seat football stadium with luxury suites, and I know you got to have somewhere to park and things like that.
Kind of important.
There are some people in New York that actually have cars.
A couple. Couple.
So anyway, but that's where the game will be Sunday. But this one's in Dallas. Again, good for them. The semifinals, I think they did the right thing, they being FIFA, to have the semifinal games in domes in the South. So, air conditioned, even though they'll have the hydration breaks. But I don't know who's going to win this one, man. I'm not really – I don't have a rooting interest in this game. I do have a rooting interest tomorrow, as much as I love Lionel Messi, and I think Argentina has a lot of great players. I'm pulling for England. I'm pulling for England to win this tournament now that the United States is done. But in this one, I think Terry, and I know you'll know what I mean here, like all sports fans will, Spain is the better team. France is most definitely the better collection of talent. And it's not to say France isn't a good team. They are. But the last time these two teams played each other, Spain won. Mm-hmm. And it mattered in the European Championships.
Spain's on like a win streak.
They haven't been beaten in a while. They've only given up one goal in this tournament. Spain's terrific, but France gets the headline.
They've got a dude.
They've got a couple of dudes, man. I mean, Lamine Yamal is the young dude. He just turned 19 yesterday. I mean, that's crazy.
It's insane. My kid was showing me clips of him.
Oh, he's the next
doing
one.
the things he's doing.
Yeah, he's the next one.
At 12 years old.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
He's the next one. But Spain has France has the reigning player of the year on the planet, and his name is not Kylian Mbappe.
Am I right?
His name is Ousmane Dembele.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Michael Olise. They've got Doué. They've got Barcola. They got dudes that make $1 million a month, man, all over the field.
Okay, here's a quick question: is the winner of this game really the winner of the World Cup?
I think so.
Yeah, feels like from everything I've read, because I only jump into this.
Yeah,
every now and then.
I think so. Now look, I'll say this, man: the way England beat Mexico at the Azteca was gigantic for England, because that's. Of all of these teams, knockout games to this point, I don't think there's any question that was the hardest that anybody had to play.
No one beats them
because that was a literal home game.
Yeah, no one beats Mexico.
And that's technically it's a neutral site game, right?
Right.
Technically. But it was not.
Look in the stand.
That was an away game.
How many people that look like they came from Britain were in the stand?
I mean, that's the best way I could say it for those of us around here would be like Georgia going to, and I won't say Alabama because that's more equal, like Georgia going to a really good South Carolina on the road in a semifinal game, a year when Carolina's good. Mm-hmm. And Williams-Brice is at its peak.
Right.
And it is rocking, and it is rolling, and the rooster is crowing, and Sandstorm is at 12, not even 11.
The electric light shows.
And Georgia finds a way to win 27-24.
Well, I'll say the thing is, too, again, from the things I've heard about English soccer, typically they don't have the mental fortitude to win games like that.
They fold in the bigger.
And they didn't.
They not only did they not fold.
They had 10 guys on the
They were resolute.
Pitch.
Yeah, man.
I mean, and they were holding on for dear life the last
for a half
15
hour.
minutes.
Half hour.
Has a half hour.
Because the guy got sent off. Kwanzaa got sent off somewhere in the 70s. But because of a couple of lengthy checks, there were 11 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah. I mean,
so they had to hold on till the 100th minute, man. So it was nearly a half
every
hour.
time you looked up, Mexico was making a charge.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Mexico's good. Now, and the reason I use Carolina instead of an Alabama or something like that is because, Mexico's good. And in their building, they're really hard to beat when they're playing well. But they're still not as talented.
Right. England,
right? And England is definitely more talented.
Right.
There's only a couple of guys on Mexico that even play in England. There's a couple that play in Spain. But most of them play in the Mexican League, which is a good league, but it's not the Premier League. It's not Spain. Yeah. It's not Italy.
So, I mean, with England winning that game, in usually England loses that game because, again, the lack of
somewhere they find a way.
They find a way to soil themselves.
Yeah.
They're famous for it. Now, they got their chest puffy.
Yeah.
They really do. They've got their chest puffy now. They might have actually gotten over the hump, slayed the dragon, pulled the Godzilla off their back.
And then they beat Norway the other day, and that was tough.
And that wasn't easy. Norway's good. And they got the man bun. They got the man bun superhero.
Yeah, Holland. By the way, he plays for a team I hate.
I know.
But my girls, I told you this before I went on vacation. My girls love him. So they got last week at the beach. We were watching his YouTube channel. Got to admit here. Okay?
They say he's a goober, man.
Oh, his YouTube channel is fantastic. And he did the James Corden show they're doing every night. He did one of those. Dude, it was fun. I hate to admit that I have a new appreciation for him, but it was really good.
There you go.
It was really good.
There you go.
Anyway,
right,
so we'll keep you updated on what's going on at the World Cup. No score, 10th minute. We just got going again. France and Spain in the semifinal, and we'll have our regular British Bulldog update coming up at the end of the 4 o'clock hour, where this game should be winding down, although it may go to extra time. I kind of hope it goes to extra time. Extra time, no penalties.
There you go.
Extra time, no penalties.
There you go.
Penalties are too stressful. They're just stressful. But we got a lot of Gamecock stuff to get to. Next week, media days will be happening. South Carolina has named the players that it'll be taking. Lenora Sellers, Nick Harbor. And, Terry and I were talking about it. Maybe, I don't want to, this isn't a judgment, obviously, but Peyton Williams will go. But he's a fifth-year senior, veteran guy on Shane Beamer's team, veteran guy on Clayton White's defense, and I think a real good spokesperson for my words here, how it's done with the Gamecock defense.
And he's worked his way up from, a guy that he didn't come in and start right away like a DQ Smith or a Nick Eamon-Warry. He's worked his way up the depth chart, and now he's a guy that could be an important piece in your defensive backfield. Yeah. So, and Shane likes to reward the program guys. Yeah. He always has at SEC Media
absolutely.
Days.
Yeah, great point.
And I think that Peyton Williams checks all those boxes. Because the first thought, if you're a Gamecock football fan, you see, okay, here's what they're saying at SEC Media Days. You go, Lenora Sellers, get it. Nick Harbor, get it.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking Dylan Stewart?
Right.
He's going to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft, this, that, and the other, picked everything, everywhere. And, my first thought is, I said to you, I go, Shane, Dylan Stewart isn't the guy that wants to be in front of a bunch of microphones. He really hasn't done that at South Carolina. It's just not, it's not who he is. And so either did Shane go up to him and say, hey, you want to go? And he went, I would probably rather eat a plate of bugs. Or did Shane just pull him in and say, look, Dylan, I know that I'm not even going to, we're not.
Well, as much as I love media days, I will say, because Nick is going to get this question, and now Dylan won't because he won't be there. Hey, are you as fast in real life as you are in the video game?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Nick's going to get that stuff. Man,
how often do you play the video game?
I used you in the college football game, man.
Yeah. Do you like the video game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's absolutely going to be coming.
So at least Peyton won't get that.
Right, because no one's going to ask Peyton Williams.
And if y'all think I'm kidding,
no, we're not
this
kidding.
time I'm not.
We're not kidding.
Yeah.
We're not kidding at all.
Especially one of the breakout rooms.
Hey.
That's why I don't go to the breakout rooms anymore. I got one time, oh gosh, one time down in Hoover, it was an Auburn guy, and there had been in the previous Iron Bowl, and I forget which year. Okay, I forget which year. They all run together. I've been to a lot of media days in my career, thank goodness. And this Auburn guy from some small town in Alabama stands up, and there's a Auburn player up on the podium or at the table, because it's not even a podium in the breakout rooms. And he's like, hey, you still got, and I'm trying to paraphrase with a southern accent here. You still kind of mad about that cheap shot at the end of the Iron Bowl last year? And he pauses and goes, I mean, if it was a cheap shot, like that. I'm like, bro, like you're like at least pretend,
right?
At least pretend to have some integrity.
Just a little.
Just pretend.
I know.
You don't use the term cheap shot.
Right.
When you're interviewing a player in a public setting.
And then take the homer
and then pause.
Take the homer angle.
That's where he pretended to have integrity. Right? He paused. I mean, if it was a cheap shot. And he did. And we all looked around at each other going,
what?
Where are we? And I think that was, I swear, Terry, I think that was the last time that yours truly went into one of the breakout rooms. And I said, you know what? My sanity doesn't need this.
Well, it's going to be, hey, Nick, Sloss Bread from slossbread.com.
Right.
Hey, man, I played that video game with you the other night. Man, you fast as hell.
Hey, man, Norris threw a bomb to you in the video game. Hey, you ran 2 football fields past
Matter of fact, I got it on my phone.
Hey, look, I screenshot it.
I'm going to show it to you real quick.
Don't think it won't happen.
We're not kidding.
Don't think it won't happen.
We're kidding, but we're not kidding.
So we'll get into some other Gamecock football notes for you. But Sellers, Harbor, Peyton Williams will be the guys heading to Hoover with Coach Beamer next week. And I believe they talk, I don't know what day.
Tuesday.
Oh, so a week from today.
Tuesday is Carolina Day.
Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, I'm here for you.
They all, like I said, they all kind of run together.
It sure does.
We got some other things to get to, including, speaking of Nick Harbor, one publication thinks pretty highly of him. Looking ahead to next year, we'll get into that for you. Lots of basketball off-season news and updates on the World Cup throughout the afternoon. Jay Phillips, Terry Ford, it is the Tuesday postgame show. Love telling you about integrated media. Love talking about college football, watching football in general, or any of your favorite sports. How are you doing it these days? That is, watching your favorite sports. Have you been to a buddy's house, or maybe your brother-in-law's house, or a sports bar somewhere, or even seen something on television and go, you know what? I want that. And I don't know how to start the process of doing that. Well, I'll give you the easy way to start the process. You call 803-948-8327. And then you get integrated media, and you set up a time for them to come to you. That's right. They make house calls. The equipment that you buy, same price as you pay at the big box store. The additional part that you pay is integrated media's amazing expertise at setting up a home theater that is designed just for you, just for your home. No one size fits all. They don't just open a box and set up some speakers and a TV and say, there you go, home theater. 803-948-8327. The best in home theater. Integrated media. Terry Ford's theme song bringing us back in. He's Terry
No
over
doubt.
there.
That what was the
I'm Jay.
I Fight Authority. Authority always wins.
Yeah.
Cougar Mellencamp.
Sure.
That one too. The Authority song.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And again, for those who don't know, Terry is in the Baltimore County criminal justice
The Baltimore
system
County Penal System Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Quite proud.
Yeah,
I got video of the ceremony. I'll show it to you.
They do a bronze mock-up of his mugshot.
Yeah, exactly. And he gives you a little orange jumpsuit.
It's great.
It's nice.
Yeah, you got the numbers in bronze. They stand out.
Oh, yeah. They gave me a special prison tattoo. I'll show that to you later.
Sure. What are the things that you use to break into cars? The Slim Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Got a picture of that with you?
Oh, smiling.
Sure. Look at me.
Got me there.
Yeah.
Look,
New
picture me
record, 6 seconds.
Hot wire in that car. Well, that was a contest.
Sure.
If you could pop it and hot wire it, whoever could do that. It's like the Baltimore County Penal Olympics. Pretty exciting.
I'm thinking of the. Remember Laugh Olympics with the Hanna-Barbera characters?
Oh my God, yes, the laugh.
I'm kind of thinking of that.
I'd forgotten about that.
I think we're getting ready to have a penalty kick. I'm not sure what's going on exactly here, but I think we might be having a penalty kick. There's a big discussion happening right now in a penalty box. Again, I don't have the sound on, so I'll keep everybody posted. Meantime, let's get into a few more Gamecock. By the way, I have a poll question running today.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Gamecocks, if Twitter will let me get to this. Why is Twitter... Jeez.
You want me to read you your poll
No,
question?
Twitter is giving me a stupid advertisement. I'm not going to buy that, Twitter. You should have known that by now.
You know when you talk to it, it works.
Yeah, I know. Being as objective as you can, which I realize is difficult for college football fans, myself included. Which of these SEC schools needs, and I did put the word needs in all caps, a big football season the most in 2026? And I have technically 4 choices in alphabetical order: Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, other.
Florida,
Those are your 4
Carolina.
choices.
That's interesting. I mean, we look. Auburn's got a new coach. Florida's got a new coach, so they get a little runway, right? Shane. I mean, we know what's up for this year, coming off of 4-8. I would put an other. I would put an LSU.
Okay.
I think all this, like my uncle would say, rigmarole that went on in the offseason to get Lane Kiffin to LSU.
Yep.
All the money spent on that roster.
Yep.
Was not to have we're just kind of we're retooling this year. No, there's no retooling, Lane.
No, not at LSU. They don't really get that chance.
You need to be in the playoff this year.
Our good friend Will King, our former colleague here at 107.5, agrees with you, Terry Ford. First-year head coaches for Auburn and Florida, he says, they get a pass. South Carolina has to show progress.
Yeah, out of those, South Carolina. If I'm going to be objective, because Auburn and Florida do get the first-year pass with the new coaches, I would say South Carolina, absolutely.
And if you want to, I should have put this in on the post, but I'm not going to do it now because I'll have to erase it and then start over, and I don't want to do that. But if you do choose other, and I will say without giving the rest of it away just yet, I want everybody to have a chance to vote now that we have discussed it on the show. Right now, other is only at 1.8% of those who have voted. So if you have an other, like Terry just did, then by all means leave a reply with who your other.
Yep.
And I really couldn't think of anybody else that maybe was in the same kind of LSU makes sense. But you asked me yesterday about Jeff Levy and Mississippi State.
I think they're more patient than most
Yeah.
in Starkville when it comes to the football head coaching situation, except for Arnett, who was obviously in over his head. You had to move on from that. That was a mess.
By the way, there was a penalty kick at the World Cup. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'll try to find out. But Spain did convert said PK, and they now lead France 1-0.
There you go.
We are at the hydration break. So Kylian will need to step it up and do like what he did in the World Cup final 4 years ago, and score 3 goals in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, he can do that.
Sure. He can.
He can.
He can.
Dude's something else.
So there you go. Again, which of the SEC schools needs a big football season the most? Auburn, Florida, Carolina, other. We'll run this through the end of the program.
But, those two schools have first-year head coaches. But here's the thing. All right, let's spin it another way. What program needs a big year? Not so much the coach, but the program, because both Auburn and Florida have been stumbling drunk in the wilderness for a while now.
Yes, fair.
Which one needs to pop out of the two?
Of those two?
Of those two.
Florida.
I think Florida, too. I think Florida.
Look, Auburn is really good historically at punching above its weight. Mm-hmm. The difference is Florida's a heavyweight that punches underneath its weight.
Yeah, Florida's a heavyweight that punches like a flyweight.
They've got to stop doing that. Yep. It's just there's just too much there.
Florida, for what's happened to Florida football, is criminal.
Yeah,
because
it shouldn't.
Never should be this way.
And honestly, when you look at resources, which includes talent base, not just money.
No, we're talking about a state
resources
full with upper-level guys.
Florida and Texas grossly underachieve relative to what they have at their disposal. Mm-hmm. And now, does Texas have more money? Okay. But you know what? Florida ain't cash poor.
Florida isn't like, they're not like selling rugs on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or knock off Disney t-shirts.
Exactly.
Or, discount tickets to Gatorland.
And they spell Gator with a D.
You're right. Come down and see what my uncle's got at his gator farm.
You're gonna lock that. Look at that arm floating
ate a whole
around.
chicken in 30 seconds. Anyway,
I'm with you.
Florida.
Florida. Auburn, God love them. You're right. And every now and then Auburn pops up and has a magical season or whatever.
Well, we talk about it a bunch, and it's worth repeating here. Auburn measures itself against two schools, and that's just, that's their curse in life, right? Yeah. But those who don't know what I'm talking about, I think you do. It's Alabama and Georgia. That's it. Like, they don't measure themselves against Tennessee or LSU or Florida or Texas or Kentucky or Carolina or anybody else. They measure themselves against Georgia and Alabama.
You couldn't have picked two worse. By the way.
and because and if you say, well, why is that? Well, that's their rivals, and they've been their rivals for 100+ years. And Alabama and Georgia are better than them.
And they just are. They got more resources. They've got all these things that are better than them. And so, Auburn, like I said, every now and then they'll have a great magical season. Usually they're consistently a winning program, which they have not been for a while.
They get kids, and Jordan-Hare's a nice stadium.
Florida,
great fans.
There should never be the words rebuild used of Florida, ever.
But it's, again, Florida, kind of underachieves certainly relative to talent.
Oh, yeah.
So... and again, Texas does too. You got dudes.
I think, and Partisan, you and I have had this conversation over the years. Those are two programs that you have to expand the kitchen for all the cooks. Mm-hmm. And when those programs win, it's because they have the right coach that can deal with it. Florida, I say it all the time. The two guys that have won big there, huge egos,
right,
and no filter,
right, and
they'll tell you to get the bleep out of their kitchen.
Yep.
At Texas, you had the ultimate salesman in Mac Brown.
Yep.
He wasn't like Urban or like ball coach. Mac Brown dealt with it in Mac Brown's way, with a hug and a smile and a wink.
Mac was able to, this somewhat figuratively and literally at the same time, he'd go play golf with the bigwigs and then allow his assistants to actually coach football.
Yeah, Mac deflected
them
it back. He was like Joe Torre.
Yeah.
When Joe Torre was a Yankee manager, he deflected Steinbrenner from the players. Yeah, Mac. So Mac handled it differently than Spurrier or Meyer, but Mac handled it.
Right.
You need someone who can handle it and deal with the noise. Now, Sark has done a much better job than I thought he would do with it. We'll see what Summerall can do.
Yeah, he can't beat Georgia.
No, can't. That's a problem.
Yeah.
But Summerall, we'll see what Summerall seems to have more oomph to his personality, but we'll see if it's the right personality to push off all the cooks.
That's right. All right, we'll come back on the other side. Again, we had, as we said earlier, we have some news about Nick Harbor and what one big publication thinks of his prospects going into the season and potentially the next level. We'll do that for you, and I will update the poll question. Once again, if you tuned in during the discussion, being as objective as you can, which of these SEC schools needs a big football season the most in 2026? Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, or other? Jay and Terry on the Tuesday postgame show. All right, welcome back in. 3:35 Tuesday. Jay and Terry with you. World Cup semifinal number 1 going on in Dallas, France and Spain. Spain with a PK. I have seen it now. Luca Digne of France kicked Lamine Yamal in the box after the ball had been played. Didn't mean to.
Sure he didn't.
But unfortunately, right. I don't think he meant to. But can't do that. And
They frown upon that.
They called a penalty. And it was converted, and Spain is up 1-0.
There you go.
There you go.
Amal do the penalty kick?
No. Now don't ask me who did because I, again.
Hey, Jay, who did?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to look because I didn't. Again, since I'm my boss is making me work today.
Yeah, that guy.
And so I have to.
That guy.
I don't have sound on. Hang on, and I'll tell you though, since you asked. Mikel Oyarzabal, or Oyarzabal, as they like to say in Spain, converted the penalty.
Here you go, 1-0, baby.
1-0. Now in the 36th minute. So we'll see what happens. But I got a hunch France is going to find a way to tie this game up, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right, so the Athletic and the great Dane Brugler beginning to put out his summer scouting series. Dane, of course, writes The Beast.
Love The Beast, man.
The Beast is awesome, but I'll be honest, I can't go through the whole thing. He basically, I mean, this is all Dane does. God bless him.
He will tell you what these dudes ate in elementary school in the cafeteria. It's crazy.
But he basically has a little bit on almost everybody who is eligible to be drafted every single year. But he is doing wide receivers today. And he says over the last 6 years, quarterback has been the only position to produce more top 10 picks than receiver.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes in today's world, you think edge or, a terrific left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But no, receivers, man. And he says the 27 draft class should continue that trend. To no one's surprise, the number 1 wide receiver in the class is Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
Jeremiah could win the Heisman Trophy. We'll see.
Yeah. Honestly, he absolutely could, and nobody be surprised.
But he's very good. And Ohio State of late has been producing just, absolutely elite.
It's almost become like, remember for a while we were saying LSU was wide receiver I think Ohio State.
Then Bama had a few. Remember, that when Nick kind of changed things?
Mm-hmm.
And then Bama was getting them, man.
Good for a while.
They were getting.
I mean, you got a Heisman Trophy winner in Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, so you had.
And who was the kid that got hurt? Because he was the one that was going to win it.
Oh, geez.
Same season.
Yeah. Oh.
I know. And I quit screaming at your radio. I'll think of it in a minute.
Remember how good Jamison Williams was?
Number 2, Cam Coleman of Texas. He says his best trait is that he is graceful with big man athleticism. He is 6'3", 210.
Yeah, if he's got the dropsies every now and then, but when he catches it, he can do stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
By the way, Jeremiah Smith weighs 225.
Yeah, he's like 19, man.
He's 6'3", 225.
He looked 25 when he was 17. He's one of those dudes.
But Cam Coleman 6'3", 210. And he does occasionally not catch the ball, and he says. Dane says he needs to expand his route tree.
Yes.
Charlie Becker of Indiana is 3rd on the list. Nick Marsh of Indiana is 4th. I guess they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And Clemson's Bryant Wesco is 5th on this list. 6'2", 190. Says he glides.
He was hurt last year.
Gliding speed, yeah. But very good. And, maybe that was part of Clemson's issue last year. He's a kid out of Texas. Good one there. So those are the guys that he's got at the list. Now, top 25 senior receivers. Nick Harbor's number 8. So, and that's not just draft eligible. Nick does not make the top 15 of the draft eligible underclassmen. So where exactly this puts Nick on the current radar, it depends on the team and the scout. Mm-hmm. Nick needs to go have a year. That's what Nick needs to do. If he can, and I don't always like to use percentages, Terry. I don't know if you agree with me when I say this. If Nick can have a year where he hits 80%-ish of of the potential that's there.
No. Mm-hmm.
I think that is enough for an NFL team to vault him up their chart.
Yeah, and look, to Nick's credit, he's gotten better every year. And for him, we saw big playability last year finally. Remember, we were sitting there going, Nick, just throw it just let him run really fast and throw it to him. Good God. Last year, we saw big play after big play with Nick.
Yep.
What you didn't see was consistency, and we'll use the route tree.
Right, the route run.
In the route tree. Yeah. Or consistency on all three levels of attacking the defense. Like Nick was great deep, and Nick would get a little cross or intermediate every now and then, but Nick wasn't attacking the defense on all three levels. And Nick wasn't – the route tree's got a few branches, but it needs a lot more, right? So that's where Nick has to go next. If he can start affecting the other two levels of the defense in the passing game, we're talking short, intermediate, to go with the deep stuff. If he can start building his route tree to where, you know, it's not just one or two or three things he can do well, but he can all of a sudden run a lot of different routes to get open. Because, again, look, being fast is great, Jay, but that doesn't help you when you're trying to get open 8 yards downfield.
Right. And even if he is faster than the DBs covering him, you know, typically they're really fast too. And in football pads and trying to look up and catch a football, those guys will catch up to
and
you.
They got recovery speed.
Yeah.
And if you need to learn how to be able to sell routes, you know, and that
be a decoy too. We've talked about that a bunch.
And he can really decoy and help out other guys get open, because if Nick runs deep, the defense is going to roll coverage, and they're going to run with him. And that means the spot Nick leaves open when he takes them deep is going to be there for somebody to go run a route in.
And I can't wait to see Kendall Briles begin to use that to Carolina's advantage in play calling and play design, and working with Mike Furry to get those kind of things done, because I think that's sort of a missing element, because just far too often last season, Terry, we saw that reversion to you know, a more, dare I say, old school level of play action, you know, and the box was stuffed, but you didn't have time to get those routes going. You didn't have time to stretch the field. And I think Kendall is going, you know, we'll see, right? But Kendall knows what he's got to go fix.
Well, he knows, and the other thing is you got a real guy as an offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Very well respected is Coach Clements, and so you're hoping the offensive line will just be solid enough so you can run your offense, which, you know, they couldn't last year. Even if they wanted to do stuff, they couldn't do it. So, I mean, you think your offensive line should be better. Your play calling / scheming should be better. How many times do we sit here and say, okay, if guys can't get open on their own, what are you doing to scheme them open?
Right.
What kind of route combinations are you running? Are you flooding zones? Are you running crossers to confuse the defense? What are you doing to put the defense in havoc? We didn't see a lot of that last year. And Kendall Briles, he knows what's up.
Again, I'm oversimplifying to make a point, but I just felt like there was a lot of play action last year, and it's like, you know, you can't run.
It was a lot of the sameness.
And so the defense isn't getting fooled. And again, I know there wasn't tons of play, as much as I make out, but my point being,
your point is,
it's a little too simple.
It wasn't a lot of sophistication, imagination, creativity. You weren't doing a lot. Put it this way: you come on the field with your plan A, and your plan B was keep doing plan A.
Right.
And that was the problem. And now you have an offensive coordinator who is going to, first of all, have a system of offense that's player friendly. They're going to play at a pace which puts havoc to a defense. And he's going to be doing things schematically to put guys in position to succeed, and B, put the defense in position to fail.
And I just feel like, you know, look, I know Mike has done both. And again, we don't sit here and just try to just crap all over Coach Shula. You know, good guy, and he knows football. But Kendall Briles, and I think everybody's going to understand what I mean. He's a college football coach.
Yes. He understands how to build offenses for the college game.
Yeah. And again, college, and while there's plenty of similarities, there's plenty of differences.
Well, we always start with the hash marks. The hash marks are wider. You know, you don't have as much time to work with players. You have to make the offense more quicker where they're not thinking.
Right.
We saw a lot of thinking last year, Jay, and I think sometimes having a pro background hurts you more than helps you.
I don't disagree. So we'll see. But there you go. Nick Harbour, 8th on the top 25 senior wide receiver list, but a real chance to vault up if he can have a pretty good season. We'll come back with the poll question. Terry opens the vault as well. It's the Tuesday postgame show. All right, welcome back in. Postgame show rolling on this Tuesday. Happy Bastille Day to all those who celebrate. You may be of French descent, or you may be pulling for France today.
Oh, I got a lot of French in my family.
I would hate for the French to not win on Bastille Day.
Be a little weird if they didn't.
Well, I don't know how often they actually get to play on Bastille Day.
We celebrate a lot in my house.
Yeah.
Bastille Day.
Well, because you like to break out of prison.
Absolutely. I'm used to prison. I celebrate all prison holidays.
But y'all just don't call it. What's the local jail call? That's what you call it in Baltimore? Just county jail day?
Exactly.
But you do that like what, six or eight times a year?
What was it called? Oh, my God. No, when I was younger, they had a name for it, and I can't think of it now. This was a central booking.
Okay.
Or so it was like central booking.
It doesn't sound as cool as Bastille, I'll be honest.
Bastille is a lot cooler than central booking.
Yeah. Y'all come up with a good nickname.
You get a guy in the neighborhood, yeah, man, bleepers took me to central booking. That's what it was central booking when I was a kid. I like Bastille Day much better. Yeah. Central booking day has.
But nevertheless, on a day when the prison was liberated.
Yes.
It's a big day for you and your family.
Big day. Whenever you liberate the prison.
Well, I mean, your father was never. Well, I don't want to say this. This sounds bad. Your father was never that guy.
My dad was nothing like that.
No.
My dad grew up in the hills of North Carolina near the Tennessee border. All he did was just smoke cigarettes and
go to work every day.
Go to work and
try to raise a boy
the farm
that treated people with respect.
And then he went to Baltimore, had a kid,
and all went to hell.
It
wasn't his fault.
No. I remember the time he had to bail me out. Anyway,
blame it on Earl Weaver.
I will tell you. I'll never forget to make that phone call. Well, I don't know if I've told the story ever, but one time I did end up being incarcerated when I was young.
Shocking.
I had to make the phone call. He's like, boy, I ain't got time for that bleep. I got things to do. I'm cleaning the house. I go, I'm serious. Boy, I'm going to hang up on you. I ain't got time for your foolishness. You can't hang up on me. Why? It's my only phone call. You can't hang up.
He should have had some kind of code word, like that he knew you were
like
serious.
A safe word?
Yeah. Enterprise. Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Darling, I got to go get Tara.
All right, where are you at? You at central booking?
Yeah. Just don't tell Mom. He's at a friend's house.
That's right.
No. He wouldn't say that. He's with some friends.
That's right.
That would be true.
It is. Some good buddies of mine.
That would be true.
Yeah, my pals.
Got to tell the truth.
That's right. Don't lie. Don't lie to Mom.
Don't lie to Mom. Just he's with some friends. Yeah, we'll be back in a little bit.
Oh, man.
By the way, where's the emergency cash?
By the way, honey, where's that coffee jar?
Where's the vacation funds? What do you need it for?
Putting a down payment on that hotel.
That's right, we're going to go ahead and pay for it now. Anyway, we've gone to halftime. Spain is up 1-0 on France. Poll question day before Terry opens the vault, although I think he just did.
Sort of.
Being as objective as you can, which of these SEC schools needs a big football season the most in 2026? Alphabetical order are your choices, sort of. Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, or other. That's not alphabetical. But of the three actual schools I give you, those are alphabetically ordered. Auburn, Florida, South Carolina. We'll run this till the end of the program, so still got a little bit of time. South Carolina, as you might imagine, here with a South Carolina-based program, is well out in front, Terry Ford, at 79.7%. 10.2% say Florida. 8.6% say Auburn. And now we're down a few ticks since I last looked. 1.6% say other. I don't have anybody that has said other and with a name other than you, but you didn't vote.
No.
Although you can go vote if you want to. But you said LSU would be your
If I was going to do an other, it'd be LSU.
Yeah.
Because I think Kiffin's got tons of pressure.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But out of the three you put down, it's South Carolina.
Yeah, again, I think I look. I think there's a case for all, but South Carolina. I think if we were doing this in, Fayetteville or Lexington or Nashville, I think the answer would probably be South Carolina because, to the point that you made, and again our good friend Will King made, he chimed in, our former colleague here. Florida and Auburn have first-year coaches.
Yeah, they're going to get that. They're going to get leeway.
So now the fan base is not going to sit there and go, "Oh, cool, we went 4-8 under a first-year coach." Not that I think they'll go 4-8, but
I think Florida gets less leeway. Summerall gets less leeway than Golich.
Yeah.
That's just my thought. Florida fans are ready to win again. They're done with this mess.
But Carolina way out front. Again, this will run till right near the end of today's show. So feel free to chime in. All right, real quick.
I got one for you.
Right.
I got one for you. Let me find it so I get it right here. Where is it? This 2013.
Okay.
This golfer becomes the youngest winner on the PGA Tour in 82 years at the age of 19. 2013.
Spieth?
Nice work, Jordan Spieth.
Okay,
real quick, another one. 2015, this player became the first in 38 years to lead off the All-Star game with a home run. 2015. Generational player until he started getting hurt all the time.
Bryce Harper? No.
Close. Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. All right. Hour 2 coming up.
CHW Cabinetry. Photorealistic renderings. Say it with me. Photorealistic renderings. It's so important for what CHW Cabinetry does because they want to be transparent. They want to be right up front with you in everything from beginning to end for your job because it's called great customer service because they know their work is high quality. Make no mistake. They will do high quality work for you inside, outside, wherever you need cabinetry or any of that type of work. CHW Cabinetry is there to do it and do it first rate. What makes them different and sets them apart is the customer service and the total transparency with photorealistic renderings. They will let you know from beginning to end what's going on with your job. Make sure it's within your budget and to your satisfaction of quality. Make that call. CHW Cabinetry, 803-520-6837.
4 o'clock on this Tuesday afternoon. Welcome back in. It's the Postgame Show. Second hour coming at you, as all the hours do. Really, pretty much all day long from the Herndon Chevy Studios in downtown Columbia, South Carolina, where for the last couple of days we have had a reprieve from the July heat, thanks to Ma Nature and the clouds and the rain. A lot of rain. Good rain. It's good. I know you're one of those guys that, what, you got crops in the back? I'm like, no, I just don't want to pay the city of Columbia $100 a month to water my grass. You know.
I mean, it was good rain unless you're out in it, and that sucks. If you get stuck.
Well, that's why you have umbrellas or raincoats, Terry.
Well, people really don't carry umbrellas everywhere.
Well, go steal one. That's what, you know. Remember George Costanza? Why do people buy umbrellas? They give them away, those cans in the restaurants. And Jerry's like, those aren't free. George looks at him like he's never thought of it before.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Why do people buy umbrellas? They give them away.
Take them out of the can.
I love Seinfeld. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Did you watch any of the home run derby?
I'll be honest. I had some issue getting it on the Netflix on my laptop.
You know, we could keep going with criminal jokes all day, but at some point it needs to stop. So
yeah, I just couldn't. I mean, I was stealing Dave Adair's login information.
Sure.
But I just because
I'm sure Dave was watching the home run derby.
Absolutely, he was. Dave was on the dark web. Because I have a Netflix account and 70 people have access to it.
Yeah.
And so obviously my Netflix account was being stolen by a family member or two or three.
Sure.
So
they pretty much stop you at like 3 of these, unless you want to pay them way too much.
Oh, if you want to pay them more, they'll let everybody use it.
Yeah. And I told my kids we ain't doing that.
No, so I could not get onto my Netflix, but I did see someone on social media put Jordan Walker's like last 6 home runs in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. That was so cool.
It was.
It really was.
For him, it was terrific. And look, I'll be the biased Braves fan here, and at the same time, a bit of an objective baseball fan, and both will be negative towards Philadelphia Philly fans last night. They were booing the hell out of that kid.
Well, that's what made it even better.
Yeah, that he won, absolutely. And look, I told you they'd have the fix in for Schwarber, and they almost got it right. And I kid a little bit with that. But I was really, dare I say, for someone I've never met, and the Cardinals have actually won 4 of 6 from the Braves in the last couple of weeks, I was proud of that guy. Because for one thing, it's the home run derby, man. This ain't a game in October. And it's not even tonight's game. And they're booing him.
That place was packed with well-lubricated Philly fans.
I mean, they were booing him.
And it was like they were booing everybody but Schwarber and Harper.
It's the home run derby.
That's Philly, bro.
I know. and that's why nobody likes them. And that's fine. I'm not here to as I often say to you and to our audience, I'm not judging, I'm observing. But my observation would say, Philly fans, y'all suck.
Oh,
That's that. I mean, it's the home run derby.
The thing about the Philly fans, and I've gotten 20-some years of education on Philly fans.
Terry's significant other is from Philadelphia.
The thing of Philly fans, or they do that, right? What they did last night. They wear it as a badge of honor that they're sticking up for Schwarber and Harper and bleep everybody else. But then they get offended when people say they suck.
Right,
like
you do it to them.
Did.
Yeah, you give it back. They're like, whoa.
We just love our team. Yeah. And then they go like this. You're just mad because you don't love your team the way we love our team. Yeah. But that's
I know, I get it.
New York fans own it.
Yeah.
They own their.
I think Boston fans do too.
Well, Boston fans are obnoxious,
but they're more like Philly fans than New York fans.
Boston fans have this tinge of obnoxiousness that the New York and Philly fans don't have.
Right.
Boston fans, because again, let's be honest here, Boston has like 70 universities. It's a very well-educated town, and they're very pompous in how smart they are. Right. So they are pompous, obnoxious.
And New York is just New York for that.
Yeah, New York is just New York, and they'll own how they are. Yeah. Philly fans get butthurt when you turn it on them. Like, I'm telling you now, when I will go to a Philly side of the family function and you bring up the Santa Claus thing, what? He was drunk. He deserved it. I'm telling you, that's what they do. He was drunk. He deserved it. He deserved being pelted with snowballs and bottles.
I'll be careful here, but I'm going to have to lean on you a little bit more as my life changes in the next year or so, because my oldest is getting married next spring. Now, she's marrying a guy from Maryland. He grew up a little bit west of Columbia, Maryland. I forget the name of the town. But in that same county.
Sure.
So not far. It's like they live like 45 minutes from Baltimore. Does that sound
Makes
about
sense.
right?
Yeah.
And also about 45 minutes from D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there
Again,
in the middle.
near
Right there in the
Columbia.
middle.
Near Columbia, which is right.
Columbia's like midway.
Midway through. Anyway, part of his family is Philadelphia. I think like his mom grew up in Philly. His dad's from Maryland, but his mom grew up in Philly. And they got tons of cousins and whatnot. And he's got like nieces and nephews, and some of them have moved back to Philadelphia. Well, I say, but they they all grew up in Maryland, and like his brothers and sisters and whatnot. So I may have to start leaning on you. I don't know how often those of us in South Carolina will be completely mingling, but I have a hunch, Mr. Ford, that some of them will be coming down to Columbia for the wedding.
Yes. They'll be by the way, they'll be wearing Philly jerseys, Eagle jerseys over their tuxes. They'll do this. I'm going to tell you now. When they now pronounce a man and wife, ready?
Yeah.
E-A-G-L-E-S. I'm telling you.
So I don't know.
Eagles fly. I'll start playing over the speakers.
I don't know how many of the Philadelphia contingent will be invited. That's not up to me, and I don't have anything to do with. Listen, I know what my role is. All right. It's pay for it and walk her down the aisle, and the third thing is don't lose it.
Well, I was going to say, try not to cry uncontrollably.
Because I'm that guy, and chances are that I will find a way to pay for it and walk her down the aisle, but the losing it part.
Oh, you're absolutely going to lose it. Dude,
2 out of 3 is pretty good.
I am going to go to one of those wagering sites and bet on you crying like a baby.
Kalshi. Oh, well, you're minus 10,000 on Jay Crimes. So enjoy the bet.
The best way to
But you know what I'll do? I'll take I'll go to some doctor and be like, hey, tell you what, I'm minus 10,000 to cry, but I'm plus 12,000 to not.
Can you help a brother out?
Do me a solid here.
Can you help a brother
Can you just dry my tear ducts out for like 3 hours?
Just suck all the liquid out of my face.
Just see what happens here. And then I can pay for the wedding.
I'll tell you, if you want to learn a little bit about these, the best thing, and the sad thing is watch the movie Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro.
That won a Best Picture, yeah.
And it's based in Philadelphia.
Right.
It is.
It's more Philly. It's more Philly than Rocky.
It's very spot on. Yes, it's very spot on.
All right.
De Niro's character, especially, absolute middle-aged Philadelphia sports fan.
Okay.
And so you'll get a little education on the.
I'll watch that the week,
insanity.
Maybe the week before the wedding.
Yeah,
so
you can see the mental illness it is the Philadelphia sports.
And again, I don't know how many from Philly will be coming, but there is. I have been told there is a faction of my future son-in-law's family that is either Philly based or has Philly roots. So
Godspeed to you, sir.
And I guess just like your significant other, has she been Marylandized at all through the years, or does it really just never leave?
No, it never leaves.
Okay.
And it comes out. It
comes out, right? Yeah.
It comes out in the damnedest times, and you're just like,
like at an Eagles-Cowboys game. And see, that's another thing. I'm kind of worried for my wife.
Oh.
Because, as I tell you, and any of you have ever listened to me with any great regularity, one of the great things I love about my wife is that she, her fandom comes out for two things. The Gamecocks and the Dallas Cowboys. She likes the Braves and the Cubs. She doesn't have she used to like the Celtics, but she doesn't really care about the Celtics anymore. And she likes Tottenham, and she'll pull for America and stuff, right? But I've told you, Terry, like sometimes I'll be watching Red Zone or the Broncos in another room, and my wife will have the Cowboys on when they're playing at the same time. And I'll clean it up here, but you will hear things like, "Oh, dang it."
Gosh darn it.
And from 3 rooms away, right? And it's like, oh, I guess Dak just threw a pick.
I'll tell you this.
Gee whiz.
Probably not good to put her in a room with Eagles fans in a Cowboy-Eagle game.
But here's the thing. The future son-in-law, Redskins Commanders fan.
Wow.
So...
Woo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want him in the room with her during the.
So I mean, it's going to be a future weird mix.
Have you ever thought about maybe watching Red Zone in a bar on Sundays?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to build like a safe room.
For yourself.
Yeah, for me.
Yes.
Just put Red Zone on in there.
You've got ugliness all around you for sports coming, man.
I mean,
Just telling you.
Things are breaking outside, and I hear a lot of, darn it. Gee whiz.
Golliness.
But y'all, it is, I mean, it is, man. When my wife was watching the Cowboys, bro.
So funny. That's hilarious.
She gets going.
That is hilarious.
She gets going. So, anyway, hope she's not listening.
No.
But,
No, she knows.
She knows.
Yeah, she's not. That's not surprising.
She knows.
But by the way, just before we leave the topic, trust me. I mean, look, Eagle fans are Eagle fans, but Sonny's got a little edge to her too.
Big time.
Just saying. So that
Again,
could be,
especially when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys.
That could be an interesting brand of ugliness between an Eagle fan and your wife.
Yeah.
Just saying.
The Cowboys, because I mean, when she was little, they were good. And then they got bad during like her high school years,
and then they got
my
good again.
school, and then they got great.
Great. Yep.
And
then they've been a hot pile of garbage ever since.
And she knows how close they are, like all Cowboy fans.
Sure.
Millions of them.
Just close enough to break your heart.
Yeah.
Is what the Cowboys.
Well, I think but to her, instead of breaking her heart, it raises her blood pressure.
Gee golly, gosh,
she says, darn it.
And,
It's fun to hear her say, darn it.
She sounds like Philip Rivers.
Right, from 3 rooms over.
Oh, man.
Dang.
So funny.
Again,
golly.
All these things have been cleaned up for the purposes of
radio.
FCC.
So back to the home run derby thing.
Yes.
I thought this.
Philly fans booing a 24-year-old kid who beat their own guy. But 6 straight homers with do or die on all of them.
Yeah.
And the calmness. I mean, I don't know if the booing helped him or not, but congratulations. And our buddy Jeff Haley sent us something. Jordan Walker, who again is still in his first contract, will make $800,000 this year as a player.
Mm-hmm.
He won $1 million last night. So good for you, dude. Use it wisely.
He just doubled his salary for the year.
Yeah.
And look, the thing about it too is that I think, in a weird way, it locked him in even more.
I think so.
Because the fans, because his quote after the game was, and you've heard this before. They asked him about the booing. He goes, "Hey, I've always been told they don't boo a nobody.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bring it on, baby." So, and plus, it was great. It was just great. Look, the home run derby has never had that much like drama in my lifetime. You got a crowd booing the dude. He's got to hit a home run on every swing.
Yeah.
Everybody's booing him. Everybody's going for the hometown guy, and he only gets X amount of swings. That was really cool how they flipped the format to make it. And look, was that a perfect storm of drama that'll probably never happen again? Yes, most likely, because most other stadiums don't boo during the home run derby.
Yeah, even if it's their guy, they're not booing you.
Right.
They can cheer their guy, but they're not booing you.
Right. So you're probably never going to have that much theater at a home run derby.
Right.
But for Netflix first attempt at this, they got some good stuff.
Yeah, and that's another thing real quick here. Like Netflix did, okay, again, I didn't watch all of it because I just can't. But I watched a few minutes here and there, and I didn't see the opening with the Will Ferrell stuff, so I missed all that. And I heard that was really kind of awkward, and that the sound levels were bad. I didn't catch any of that, so I couldn't. I don't know. Here's the thing. Matt Veskurgeon did a good job. Matt is a terrific baseball play-by-play guy. Now that's not play-by-play last night per se in the same vein of a regular game. I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons that I got turned off of the home run derby after a while for years was Berman. It was like, dude, it's the same bleeping thing every single time, and it's just ugh.
Yeah.
And Ravitch, I like Ravitch is good, but he's not. He's not great. I mean, I just think Ravitch is more of an anchor that became a play-by-play guy, and but Veskurgeon that's what he does.
Right.
And I thought he did a good job last night, and Rizzo was good last night. You know how I feel about Barry Bonds, so I'm not going to, but good for Jordan Walker.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool to watch that thing play itself out, and it was fun. You don't get that in home run derby because it came down to the way it did, and just the whole thing together was like, well, that was actually some fun.
It was, and again, I will be serious. We're up against a break here, but I'm glad that Philly fans were booing the way they were, only in the sense that they were completely disappointed. So there's that. All right, some changes coming to college basketball's postseason. We'll tell you about it coming up. AAA Heating and Air ready to keep you and your family nice and cool through these hot summer months and heck into the fall across South Carolina and even into the winter when it's not as hot and you need to be warmed up. If it's time for a brand new system because yours is just not cutting it, call 803-677-1500 and let AAA Heating and Air not only keep you comfortable but do it affordably. Here's the thing. They'll give you a $1,500 rebate to take out your old system and put a new one in. So $1,500, bang, right off the top. 15-year parts and labor guarantee. And speaking of guarantees, Roy and Dana Finley guarantee to get you financed to help make sure that you can afford this nice and easily over the course of the next couple of years. So check it out. It's a great time for you to call AAA. They also are specializing in whole home generators for when those storms knock your power out, electrical work, and so much more. Call them up. Love what they've done at our house. I promise you, you will too. Great people to work with. I promise you that too. 803-677-1500, AAA Heating and Air. Twenty minutes after 4 o'clock on this Tuesday. Welcome back in. Jay and Terry with you. Our official World Cup update coming at the end of the hour, but I can tell you that Spain has just gone up. If you don't want to know, plug your ears for about 5 seconds. 2-0 now.
Wow.
2-0.
How about that?
So, I can't, look, Still a chance for France. We're in the 59th minute, so there's still over a half hour to play.
You said it earlier. France has a better collection of talent. Spain is a better team.
They play as a better team, and again, they're very close in talent. And again, that's not to say France is a bad team. They're not. They are well coached, and they've been together a long time. And their coach Didier Deschamps has been doing this. He was a World Cup winner himself as a player. He's a good coach. He's a great coach. But I just think Spain has been a little tighter. And is less reliant upon one or two guys the way France is. Although France, again, has a bunch of dudes that make $1 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
Both these teams do, to be honest with you.
So they make radio guy money.
That's right. But I just, I'm not super surprised by this. Maybe a little. I thought France might find a way to make it 1-1. I'm not surprised, though. And we'll see. Again, there's still time left. But Spain is up. And, again, the second semifinal is tomorrow afternoon over in Atlanta. If you're going, congrats. And not to me, per se, but if you want to sell your ticket, you might be able to buy a lake house.
I was going to say, man.
So just
that's a tough,
something to think about.
That's a tough thought of, okay, do I want to go to a probably most likely once-in-a-lifetime event, or do I want to sell it and make stupid amounts of money?
Yeah, I haven't even looked to see, but I was watching Sky Sports this morning on YouTube. And they had their reporters over here, and they were talking about how, back home people. And it was interesting to me, too. They said, one guy said, it's a lot easier, and I won't try to do an English accent. It's easier to get from Argentina to Atlanta than it is from England to Atlanta. And I'm like, is it?
Really? Seriously?
It's like, I mean, Atlanta's got a ton of flights to just about everywhere, man.
At Buenos Aires Airport, though, man. It's
right.
It's a game changer.
I mean, I imagine there's a lot of flights, but I almost felt like it's easier to get from Atlanta to, like, London or Manchester or Liverpool than it is to Buenos Aires.
You would think, right?
But anyway, I mean, when I went to London, I left from Atlanta. We didn't stop anywhere.
Makes sense.
We just landed in London. It was a whole different day.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of weird. Mm-hmm. Anyway. All right, so 2-0, Spain over France, second half of the first semifinal at the World Cup. So we got a couple of changes that we'll talk about here to both the men's and women's basketball tournaments. But beginning next year with the women's tournament, the top 16 teams, and those are the teams that host, right, in the opening 2 rounds. The top 16 teams will be placed in the bracket in what the NCAA says is their true ranking, regardless of conference affiliation. Reading from the AP here, it says, in the past, the top 4 teams in a conference would be placed in different regions to protect them from playing each other until the Final Four. For example, the tournament this past season had 4 SEC teams in the top 8 overall seeds. Texas was 3rd, South Carolina 4th, LSU 5th, Vanderbilt 7th. LSU was dropped down to 7th and Vanderbilt 8th in the bracketing to avoid having them be in the same region. Now, if that happens, the teams would remain where their seeds should have them. And then there's a statement here from the NCAA about why they've done it. My question, Terry Ford, and I'm serious about this, what took you so long? I don't like artificial seeding.
And that's what they were doing. I was sitting here thinking the same thing. It's like, look, you seed them the way they need to be seeded. And if they're going to play each other, so be it. That's just the way this goes. Because once you get into a tournament, you're from the same conference, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Thank you. That doesn't matter. Now you are you're Big State U or Tech or private school from somewhere.
No more conference. Now you're playing for yourself in a single elimination tournament.
It's just you against the world.
Yeah. So the care of SEC versus SEC or Big Ten versus Big Ten, it doesn't matter.
Oh, well.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm sitting here. When I saw that, when you were telling me about that today, and I hadn't seen it yet, and I was looking at him going, why did that matter in the first place? But this goes back to something you and I talk about all the time.
Yeah. And now it says here that the men's selection committee will still separate the top 4 seeds and put them in different regions. And it says the change would potentially only really affect the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, and Big 12, as those were the only conferences that had 4 or more teams in the field. Okay, I come back to it. So the women are doing it. Hey, again, you're admitting that you're artificially toying with it. Just again, don't.
No.
I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't know that I've ever really thought about it. I mean, we talked about this, I think, when we were talking about some seeding things. Because remember, a lot of us were kind of upset with the way the seeding and things happen with football. Like, oh, you're getting a couple of SEC versus SECs right away. And then you're like, well, that's the way it is. I mean, I'd rather not, and I understand that. And I know you wouldn't ever have like two SEC or Big Ten or ACC schools play each other in, say, a bowl game, but that's more easily manipulated. And let's be honest, especially in today's world,
Right.
Right? But with this, like, again, going back, especially the kind of sports fan I am, I don't know that I've ever thought too much about the fact that they're manipulating it the way they are. But now that I kind of have seen this and thought about it, I'm like, don't.
No, just let them play.
I mean, you know, if Florida has to play Alabama, you know, in the second round or something, yeah, I mean, big deal, man.
That's the way it goes.
I mean, there's a way around it. Don't go.
Right, or this.
And with conferences being so big, I mean, is it avoid? It's just, you know.
Once again, we're doing something. Well, we don't want to do that. Why? Well, we don't want them playing each other from the same conference that early. Why does it matter? It shouldn't. Just like the whole, well, we got to make things fair. No, sometimes life ain't fair.
Yeah.
And this is a tournament, and if SEC's got to play SEC or Big Ten's got to play Big Ten, oh, well, that's the way the seeding works itself out. True, to the point of true seeding. And here's the thing that gets like the women, oh, we're going to do it true now. Okay, you should have been doing that all along. But the men, we're still going to try to manipulate it to set the region. Stop.
It seems silly. One thing I did see here, and I'm trying to make sure that this is right, is that in the men's tournament, now again, in the women's tournament, as we all know, but certainly since Dawn's team has been hosting for years now, the opening couple of rounds. Again, they you know, that's part of what you do. Just like with baseball, you know, women's basketball, you're playing to earn that opportunity, right?
Right.
And in men's basketball, that doesn't happen. But as most of you know, even at any neutral site, there is officially a host school. Sometimes it's a host conference, but typically there's a host school in the opening rounds, especially. Now, you could technically be placed in your own regional. They've always avoided that.
Well, I see that I don't like. I don't like you having that kind of obvious.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to like seek to put
right.
And the men's tournament is known years in advance. So you know, if let's just use Columbia as an example. You know, I don't know when we'll get to host again here downtown. I hope it's in the near future, but I think the next few years are already pretty much settled. And it was fun when we got to. But let's just use Columbia as an example. You know, and say it's going to be now we're in what 20? It'll be 27. So let's say 2031 that they announced, right?
Right.
Well, and Carolina was good that year and made the tournament. You could technically have Carolina play, but 4 years out, you don't know.
Right.
But then this committee might go, well, they're shaping it all up. Yeah, we're going to have to put them there. Like that's kind of where they fit. You could do it. Now, I don't think they're going to seek to do it, but it seems like they've relaxed the rule enough to at least say we can.
Yeah. I like the idea of trying to be it doesn't always work, but try to be as neutral as you can be in the NCAA tournament for the men's side. The women's side, and look, at some point this might all catch up and be different, but I know you're trying to make every dollar you can, squeeze every penny out of the revenue, and having teams host games to what you hope are sold-out arenas or full-ish arenas is the way you need to go to generate revenue.
Right.
So I understand it. The men don't need to do it, and then nor should they, and they should try to keep this thing as neutral as possible. But it seems like they're giving them a little side door escape route if they need it, right?
We'll update the poll question on the other side, and there's one more bit of men's basketball tournament news that has broken in the last little bit. We'll give you that as well as the postgame show rolls on.
The Men's Clinic of South Carolina, Dr. Dan and the staff. Waiting for your call now to set up that free consultation. Just to go in and have a talk. Go have a chat. Tell them what's going on in your world. What's frustrating you? What is going on with you that is different from what it used to be? Whether it's sleep, that vavoom in life, how you work out at the gym, you're bouncing back, your memory, whatever it could be, just talk to the folks at the Men's Clinic. They'll do a testosterone test on you during that free consultation and put you in a program specifically designed for you. Just make that call, 803-875-MENS. It starts with the call and a free consultation and go from there. The Men's Clinic of South Carolina, again, 803-875-MENS. Our first check of the traffic this afternoon. Day we've had sun, we've had clouds, we've had a little bit of rain, we've had kind of everything. And on the roads, so far we do have our share of accidents. 277 northbound at I-20. Broad River Road at St. Andrews Road. Dreher Shoals Road at Irmo Drive. Dutch Fork Road at Broad River Road. US 601 at I-20 as well. Also I-77 southbound approaching Farrow Road, exit 19. Accident, 2 left lanes blocked. Come back, do the postgame show.
All right, welcome back in. Second half hour coming at you here, at least at the 4 o'clock hour. We're halfway through the program today. World Cup update coming up in a bit. So I'll wait. Maybe something changes between now and then.
Yeah.
But I think tomorrow at the Bulldog, it's going to be rocking as England is playing Argentina. They don't like each other.
They don't, really.
I think that whole Falklands thing, even though that was 40-something years ago, that changed the dynamic.
Yeah. As you think it would, especially if you're Argentina.
Well, either one of them, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but that was a scene, man.
It was, wasn't it?
That was a scene.
Yeah, what was that? Mid-'80s?
82.
Yeah.
Yeah. Margaret Thatcher didn't like that.
No, Maggie wasn't happy about all that.
No.
And you want to make Maggie mad.
Now, she was the Iron Lady. That's what was her nickname, man.
Oh, yeah, Maggie. Woo. She wasn't playing, man.
She didn't. So anyway, they will meet tomorrow. Winner takes on the winner of Spain and France, and Spain's doing their part.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. Poll question today. Again, as college football, because listen, if there's one thing I've learned in my career about college football fans across this fine nation of ours, objectivity is never in short supply.
Yeah, everybody's very objective.
So being as objective as you can, which of these SEC schools needs a big football season the most in 2026?
Okay.
Alphabetical order: Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, other.
Yeah.
South Carolina is well out in front, but they have ticked down a little bit. Earlier it was 79.7%. Now it's 79.6%.
Well, look at that.
11.3% say Florida, 7.7% say Auburn, and now just 1.4% say other. And Terry has mentioned that if he had an other vote, he would have said Louisiana State.
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin has the most pressure in the conference.
Got a couple in the replies here. James says, as a Georgia fan, I'll say Carolina because they really seem to like Beamer, and this may be it for him if they don't have one.
Makes sense.
It depends on what a big year is, right?
Yeah.
I know Gunnar was talking yesterday. 8-4 could be good enough, but it kind of depends on the 8.
Yeah, I think if you were 8-4, you're okay. That's my feeling.
I think so, but but if you lose to Alabama and Georgia and Clemson and who?
A&M.
A&M.
And let's say there's like one.
Well, then you would have beaten Tennessee.
Let's say one possession losses, or you lost by 10.
Yeah, that's probably.
You didn't get blown out.
Yeah, but you need, you want to beat one of those.
Yeah. Yes. Well, to get to 8 or 9, you're going to have to.
You're going to have
flip
to. If you want 9, you have to get one of those. You don't have a choice.
I believe you have to
And that would include beating Tennessee.
Yeah.
And you got is Missouri on the schedule next year?
No.
No. Okay.
Because you're going to get the 2 cupcakes.
No Missouri, no Vandy.
No.
You got State and Kentucky coming here.
But
early.
you are getting State, Kentucky, and Arkansas looked at as the 3 worst teams in the conference.
Yeah.
You get to play those 3. You get the 2 cupcakes in the beginning.
Yeah. That's 5.
That's 5.
You better again. They better be 5.
They better be.
Better be.
Then you get Mississippi State at home, like we said.
Right.
Arkansas is on the road. Kentucky's at home. So two of the three teams that are looked at as being the bottom are going to be in your barn.
Yeah.
So
who else comes here? Tennessee and A&M come
Tennessee
here?
and A&M here. Yeah, I mean, A&M's good, man. Now Tennessee,
but you should have beaten them last year, and you know that. You got with Tennessee, or excuse me, with A&M and Alabama. You got to know you can do it.
Yes.
And I don't know how much of a motivator it will be, but it's gotta. I hate this term sometimes, but I'm going to use it. It's just gotta stick in their craw.
It'll stick in their craw.
That you didn't, because you should have. And let's just be perfectly honest and blunt. You blew it.
You did blow it. You should have won that game.
I mean, they didn't. You can give the opponent credit for whatever, but man, I mean, nah.
I think we talked about this the Monday after that debacle. It's very simple. For as much as you can say A&M did this or that, no, you lost that game in the second half.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're up by that much, Jay, you got to help.
You got to win.
Team.
You got to win.
Yeah, and the only way the other team wins if you help them.
Yeah.
There's no way Texas A&M comes back from that big a deficit by just making all these magnificent plays. No, you have to help, and South Carolina helped in a multitude of ways. One of the ways is, as that thing went on and A&M scored a couple of touchdowns, lower extremities tightened up.
Yep.
And there was nobody on that sideline who was grabbing guys by the shoulder pads and saying, dudes, we're fine.
And that offense, again, you get
fine.
very unimaginative and played into A&M's hands. And then against Alabama, just late, avoidable turnovers.
Turnover, you couldn't get a big stop at the end.
Yeah.
You couldn't, and then you turn the ball over.
Yeah, the turnover.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, you get in those two games like that. You got to know we can play with them.
Here's the sad part. And again, everything happens for a reason. But then you win those two. Not to say this is great, but you're 6-6.
Yeah.
If you win 2 games, you should.
If all things are equal, but maybe those changes some other things.
So I think look at it this way. You can play with these teams. You just have to be able to finish the deal, quit making excruciating mistakes at the worst possible time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that was beating yourself.
Yeah.
And that's about, I think if you're Shane Beamer, the most frustrating thing about some of those games last year is that you were playing with teams. You just decided at some point, all right, how do we screw it up?
Right.
And we saw it against A&M. We saw it against Bama. There were other games where you had opportunities to take a lead or go ahead late in a fourth quarter, and you just couldn't get it done.
Right.
So,
real quick before we hit the break and do our World Cup update, although I'll be honest with you, I'm missing Jay or Nay, man.
yeah, well, it's coming back soon. It's coming back.
Do we have a suggestion box or a complaint box for people that are above my pay grade?
About Jay or Nay?
Yeah.
No. Not you. Everybody else does. You don't. Others
I would
do.
I would put a card in the box.
But
anyway.
you would probably get a card in the box about.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I can't look at the box. I'm not a superior.
Well, the answer.
I'm rather inferior around these parts.
Answer.
I'm just told to show up and wave my little hat.
What hat? You don't have a hat on.
I know. I'll put on these glasses. Anyway,
your answer would be but you get to do great World Cup updates.
Well, I do like that,
and you get to talk about one of your favorite establishments.
I do like that. I do like that. I will freely admit. One place I've never been, it could be a favorite. They might have a favorite establishment out that way. But if you missed this the other day, Wichita has been named as the second host site for what the NCAA wants you to call the opening round.
Let's stop now. You have never been to Wichita in your life.
No, I've never been to Wichita.
And if you've been there, you would not call that one of your favorite places.
I've never even been to Kansas.
Have you ever wanted to go to Wichita, Kansas?
No.
Okay. Move on. Here we go.
I've been to Omaha, and I've been across the river in Council Bluffs, Iowa, because it's across the river.
It's right across the river.
There.
It's so weird where you get Kansas City's there, Iowa's right there.
Walked across that bridge, man.
You got
the Missouri River.
It's a weird intersection of stuff.
But Wichita, again, will join Dayton. Again, they want you to call it the opening round. I will not do that. It's the play-in
round.
Play-in games.
Playing round.
Sorry, Brian Bennett, who does not like that. Brian, I think Brian likes me for almost everything I do except that. He does
Play-in.
not. He does not like it when I say play-in.
It's play-in. It's not the first round.
But it is.
I don't fill my bracket out for that.
It's a play-in game.
It's playing game.
They have signed a 2-year deal, 27 and 28. If it goes well, they'll probably keep it there. I thought maybe Salt Lake or Denver or somewhere. But I think maybe those cities sometimes host the first round. Not to be confused with
the play-in round.
No, with the opening round.
The opening round.
But again, thank God. Remember that 1 or 2 years when they called this the first round?
Awful.
And then the round of 32 was the third round.
The second, third round. And you're hurting my head.
So Wichita, they say, is centrally located with a history of NCAA hosting. I looked it up just for yucks. This isn't anything I really care about. Wichita, Kansas. Downtown Wichita to downtown Dayton, 793 miles.
How about that? That little 800-mile drive?
So not that you have to drive it. It's just, is Wichita really far enough away from Dayton to be considered like a whole other part of the country? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I would have thought Salt Lake was better for the West.
You would think, and Salt Lake obviously has enough.
Well, Salt Lake has 2 arenas. I mean, you can play in Utah's arena or you can play in the Jazz's
arena.
Enough
like hotels and all that stuff in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it's a big city.
And they held something there called the Olympics.
They've had the Olympics.
So I think they can handle this.
They have had.
I think they can handle this. Yeah.
But Wichita. So if you like trains and you like basketball,
you're in.
Head on over to Wichita for the play-in games next year. All right, World Cup update coming up. And it is big-time soccer update time, and it is running out of time. France is, as semifinal number 1 is nearly done over in Dallas. We are now in the 88th minute, and Spain is up 2-0 on France. France is about to have a free kick just on the edge of the box. Kylian Mbappe is trying to line it up, but a goal here would simply make it 2-1. Of course, with the hydration breaks, and I know there was an injury earlier, there may be a little bit of added time, a little bit more added time than normal. But France needs 2 just to extend the life of this one. So we shall see. But if not, Spain will advance to Sunday's final. Kylian has taken the free kick, and he has sailed it over the bar. So it'll be goal kick Spain.
Don't you like half a point for going over the bar?
You ever see that in one of the Ted Lasso promos, not on the show, but on the NBC promos? And a guy kicks one like sails it. And Ted goes, 3 points. And he goes, no, you only get 1 point. 1 point. He's like, well, he didn't score it. Well, what do you mean he did? It's great.
Sorry, Ted.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Not in America anymore, pal.
If you want to see the origin of Ted before the show ever started,
NBC stuff.
Just punch it up on YouTube. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Punch up the NBC Sports promo Ted Lasso, and even if you don't like soccer, you will laugh. So funny.
Ted Lasso's phenomenal.
Jason does
show.
great.
Phenomenal
He's terrific. And Brendan Hunt too, coach. But anyway, so Spain is up 2-0. Right now, again, just mere minutes to go for France to try and get this done. These were the co-favorites going into the tournament. France, throughout the course of the tournament, has become the #1 betting favorite. Spain's defense, though, has been phenomenal in this event. They've only given up 1 goal the whole tournament, and none today against mighty France, who, again, have Kylian Mbappe, have Ousmane Dembele. I have other guys like Barcola and Doué that can just they got scorers, man. They got dudes, and Spain's defense has been brilliant. So we'll see. Tomorrow it's Argentina and England in Atlanta. We weren't really kidding when we said if you have a ticket, congratulations, and if you want to sell it, again, you could probably get a lake house.
Pay for a few college educations. Go for it.
Especially depending on I don't even know if it matters where the ticket is.
No, probably doesn't.
If it's somewhere in the dome,
probably doesn't, man.
Somebody's going to pay you a lot of money for it.
A lot of money.
So, but again, you should go. I'm like you. That is always a weird feeling. Like and again, I've told you before, I have no desire to go to a Super Bowl unless the Broncos are playing. I've just never. I had one of my very best friend's dads went one time to one of the games in New Orleans years and years ago, and he came home and told us as maybe the most boring football game I've ever been to.
It's very antiseptic.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what you go to a home game.
I was really surprised. I was like, "Hey, did you what?" We were like, I forget how old we were. We were probably middle school when he and some of his friends went, and I remember asking like, "What was it?" He was like, "You know what? It really was like the most boring game I've ever been to."
It's very corporate. The crowd isn't really got a whole lot of buzz to it. It's just it's. In that,
well, no, most people there aren't really cheering for either team.
No, a lot of people are there for corporate reasons or to go because they want to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you just say you've got
a lot of money.
Right.
Or high rollers want to go to events. Yeah. It's not this bad, but it's more along the lines of almost like a preseason game in some ways.
That's fair.
Than it is like a Super Bowl.
Tomorrow, I promise you, there are Argentinian and English fans that may literally cut off their arm, too.
Or someone else's. These things happen. Someone had to take
I will say, in all seriousness, tomorrow I did see this, and I felt kind of bad. Atlanta police are going to add extra security tomorrow, not because of any kind of hooliganism, but just because, again, even though it was 40-something years ago, the Falklands thing still, and they've played. And remember the Hand of God game, Maradona, 86.
Against England.
That was England. It was down in Mexico City, but it was England. And that was just right after the Falklands thing.
Right.
And they don't like each other.
No.
They just don't like each other. And it still matters. And, of course, I've told you this before, Terry, in Europe, your fans are separated from one another.
Right.
But in America, we don't do that.
No.
And so the World Cup is kind of the same. Like hey, you sit next to, hey, there's England guy sitting next to Argentinian guy. Well, and don't try not to fight, y'all.
That might not go well.
And again, those of you who do watch it know what I'm talking about, especially in England and like Spain. and Germany, like sometimes in some stadiums they got like a small little fence.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
And if not,
separate folks.
if not, then they have like a phalanx of police officers up the entire aisle.
Yeah, it's.
But here in America, we're like, y'all better get along.
Yeah, if not, our high crack security teams will come get you after you punch each other in the face. We'll tase you.
We'll see. About 4 minutes to go. Spain still up 2-0. But
Guys
thanks
like
but again, tomorrow with the Bulldog, that England-Argentina game is going to be rocking. Have fun. Hour 3, headlines of the day. Coming up.
Our 5 o'clock check on the traffic here on the postgame show. We have some accidents. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I-77 southbound approaching Faro Road, exit 19 closed right now due to that accident we talked about a little while ago. Other accidents, they're still clearing up 77 northbound at I-20. Dreher Shoals Road at Irmo Drive still getting cleaned up there as well, as is US 601 at I-20. Add in Dutch Fork Road at Broad River Road at Andrews Road, and 12th Street at I-77. We'll jump back in here, drive around the SEC. Coming up, and also the 5 o'clock news.
It is 5 o'clock news time on this Tuesday. It's also the final hour of the post-game show. Welcome back in alongside Terry Ford. I'm Jay Phillips. We start with quite literal breaking news. Just seconds ago, it went final in Dallas. Spain advances to the World Cup final. They beat France 2-0. The final score, Spain has given up just one goal in this entire tournament. They got an early PK and then finished the job early in the second half. Pedro Porro from Tottenham scoring it to make it 2-0. France could simply never get anything going offensively. Spain advances to its second World Cup final. They won it all, of course, back in 2010. Haven't been back to a final since. In fact, they haven't even been to a semifinal since they won it all back in 2010. But they won the last European Championship. That bodes well for them, Terry Ford, because Spain won a 2008 European Championship and followed that up with the 2010 World Cup. So they are the reigning European champions from 24. Might that be a little bit of foreshadowing? We shall see. But tomorrow in Atlanta, it is Argentina, the reigning champion, versus England. England last won this thing. Only one time have they won it, back in 1966 on home soil.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, that's right. I was there. And Argentina has 3 championships. And again, they're the reigning holders of this cup. If they repeat, this shows you how hard it is to repeat, despite the fact that only 8 nations have ever won.
Brazil, 1950s or something?
58 and 62.
Yeah.
That's the last. Now, Brazil's won it 3 times since then, but not. No one's won it consecutively since Brazil. The great Pele, back-to-back, 58 and 62.
And Argentina's played with their food a lot in this tournament.
They have. They again, loaded with talent. Obviously the best player in the world. I mean, it's arguable now if he is really the best. But, I mean, Messi has been just brilliant in this tournament. Just been fantastic. But they've got, again, as I told you, and I don't mean this to be like, using money, but there are several guys on Argentina, for the sake of the discussion, that are making around $1 million a month. They got dudes, man. It isn't Messi and a collection
and
of
just
stiffs.
A bunch of guys from the YMCA.
No, they got a great player from Liverpool and a great player from Inter Milan in Italy, and they've got a great player for Chelsea, and they've got guys that play in Spain. Julian Alvarez at Atletico Madrid, and they got dudes, man. Their starting goalkeeper plays for Aston Villa in England. They're loaded. They're loaded.
Here, I guess here's my question to you, because you watch this way too much. But Messi is such a creator, because he also passes well,
tons
and
of
things
assists.
of that nature.
Yeah.
Is he more important to Argentina because of his creation ability than any other player in this tournament?
To Argentina?
Argentina.
Yes, and here's why. For a lot of reasons, and I think you ask a good question. He becomes the focal point, but listen, throughout his career at Barcelona and now into Inter Miami, but certainly at Barcelona, Terry, the same things happened, and it always happened when they were playing, in Argentina. You know where the ball is going to go most of the time. And what he figured out as a very young player is, okay, when the defenders collapse on me, I don't need to go make something happen on my own every time. I need to pass. And you've been at Barcelona and Argentina, where there are tons of dudes that will finish for you. So what he has a knack for is finding ways to create that pass. Yep. And I've told you before, hockey has the second assist, what do you call that?
Hockey assist.
The hockey assist.
Yeah,
there's like 2 passes.
2 passes.
Soccer doesn't do that.
No.
But if soccer did, his assist numbers he'd probably have another 100 and something assists in his career. Because he's the guy that might start it. So, yeah, you know where the ball's going, and it should. He is the best player, and it's okay. And the best player should touch the ball the most, right? In whatever sport it might be.
Absolutely.
But again, and I won't bore you with names, but they got dudes, man. And the other night you saw like Julian Alvarez with that winner. Oh my God, that was a stunner. And by the way, he might be coming to Arsenal this season.
No,
fingers crossed. So anyway, that's tomorrow. But Spain has moved on. Congratulations to the Spanish and to my wife, who was officially, my wife could play for Spain.
It's true.
She was born in Spain. She wasn't born on a naval base. She was born at a hospital in Spain, just outside of Seville.
Well, she's really kind of like a Spanish national.
She has a Spanish birth. Listen, I've seen her birth certificate.
It's in Spanish.
It's in Spanish. She was born in a hospital in Rota, Spain, outside of Seville. So,
How about that?
Yeah, her dad was in the Navy. And so she's American, but hey, if she wanted to claim something, she could just walk over to some official office in Madrid and go, "Look at this.
I was born in Spain, bud.
What is this? Look at this. Look at this language. This is not English." Get like coupon book.
Just start waving. Hey.
So, yeah, a little something for the effort,
Right.
Yeah. T-shirt.
Something.
Yeah. We'll see. I do want to take my wife to Spain soon. Again, don't tell her that.
We won't talk about
Next
it on the
World
air
Cup.
because she might be listening.
Next World Cup's in Spain.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, there you go. Home run derby last night. Jordan Walker of the St. Louis Cardinals beats Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies. Congratulations again. We joked earlier. Jordan made $1 million for winning the home run derby last night. He'll make $800,000 this season.
Let's hear the call.
Let's do it.
He's not afraid.
Had to hit 6 home runs in the Derby in what was his last at-bat. Had to hit them. Each of them was a do-or-die swing. Kyle Schwarber had the lead at 11, and Jordan hit 6 in a row on what any miss would and it would have been over.
And look, we know it's a home run derby, but still, if you're in that thing, I mean, when you reach the finals like that,
yeah, you may as well win it, right?
You cannot have a bad swing.
Right.
You got to be money. You got to barrel everything.
I like that they took the clock away.
Yeah.
There's still. I'm going to say this again, and I say it a bunch. I've said this for I don't know, Terry. I've been a talk show host now for 24 years, and I've been in sports radio for longer than that, and I've been a baseball fan for even longer than that. I hate the guys throwing the pitch. Get the jugs machine out there.
Just let them throw it down the middle.
Yeah, just get the jugs machine.
Because the pitcher is something no one ever talks about. But if you can't throw enough meatballs in their happy zone to hit home runs,
it gets frustrating. Again, just set up the jugs machine at like 93. All right.
Or BP fastballs, whatever.
Whatever you want to do. I don't care. I mean, again, they can hit.
And they can adjust it. Okay, I want to adjust it to, I want knee-high fastballs.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you could, but if 93 is too fast, 88. I don't care.
Right, and just let a machine throw them.
But, 88 to those guys is slow.
It is like 68.
Yeah, they can hit that. They can hit 88. And then the ball goes a long way, right? All that science and stuff.
Yeah, weird Bill Nye stuff.
Yeah, so... But good for him. Again, the game is tonight. We went over the lineups yesterday, so I won't bore you with it again. I will have it on tonight.
It'll be on, and I will take a look at it every now and then and whatever.
But I just it doesn't have the appeal that it once did.
It doesn't. It's just different. What it was when we were younger. It's still the best All-Star game out of all of them.
I agree.
But look, it was just different back then, and it's not a criticism of now. It's just different. And we've seen so many All-Star games. It's not the same woohoo as it was years ago.
And again, thank God they don't have World Series home field advantage
I was getting ready
up
to
for
say,
grabs.
the best news of this is the winner doesn't get home field. That alone should bar Bud Selig from ever being in the Hall of Fame.
Amen.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Ugh.
Again, for Bud Selig, between that one and again, remember like in the 11th or 12th inning or whatever of that All-Star game when he was like, what do we do? I was like, well, this is why you don't throw all the pitchers,
right?
And then you have no pitchers,
right? And use all your players up. Everybody's getting one inning. And,
I mean, what do you think was going to happen? Like sometimes baseball goes to extra innings, there, Commissioner.
And then once you get stuck like that, it's like okay, position players will start pitching.
Yeah,
come up with something, right?
Yeah. So
and then you go, well, I know we'll fix a tie. We'll make it for a home field advantage in the World Series. I remember my executive council of Hall of Famers and I stop. Just terrible.
Meanwhile, Commissioner Rob Manfred this morning, basically, I don't want to say he accused the union of lying, but MLB has been airing, the owners have been airing ads called Level the Field.
I was talking to Preston today, and Preston said, "Have you seen the ads that MLB's put out yet?" I said, "I haven't." And Preston was telling me about these. I have not seen one, but what Preston told me from the angle of MLB, if these are the ones about the Kansas City fans, everybody level the field, we want a chance. That's a stroke of genius.
It's
a stroke of genius.
It's a good
by Major League
campaign.
Baseball.
Yeah.
To get the fans on your side, a stroke of genius.
Except here's the thing, Ter. Yankee fans and Dodger fans.
They don't.
You're looking at it and going, "What do you mean level the field?
Right, we like it the way it is.
We got $400 million.
Right, level this field.
Yeah, right. Yeah, level this
level field. Level this."
But the commissioner, because the players have basically said, "Hey, this is not cool." And they're misconstruing our position. The commissioner said, quote, "I think when you have a difficult public issue, particularly when the other side is being very public about what their views are on negotiation, I think it's incumbent on us to keep our fans informed of our view of the world, particularly given sometimes the other side may not be completely accurate or fair in terms of their recitation of what's going on." Union head Bruce Meyer, meanwhile, said, "I have watched over the last 2 years how the owners try to convince fans, the consumers of their product, that the product is broken. I think it's perverse. Case in point is leading up to this All-Star game. Any of us who watch baseball are seeing ads not so much for the All-Star game, not promoting the game, not promoting the players, but promoting the league's desire for a salary cap."
This is, if nothing else, because I hate strikes. This is going to be a strike. It's going to be a huge work stoppage.
Yeah. This is going to be a lockout.
But the back and forth with these guys is entertaining as hell right now.
Yeah, right now it is.
But we're not. I can't say that later because I obviously want Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
But right now, this is with the way this thing's going right now is hilarious. The way everybody's spinning their stuff is hilarious. It's so funny.
And one more bit of news in the battle between the two sides. Mm-hmm. Major League Baseball has gotten support from owners to allow some big leaguers to participate in the Olympics, but disagreements with the union over hotel rooms, tickets, and a mandatory participation agreement have complicated their involvement for LA 2028. I won't get into the rest of the details because I think this seems like a sidebar part of the negotiation. Mm-hmm. Look, if guys want to play in the Olympics, then let them play in the Olympics. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to play, then don't play. But you can't make them play in the Olympics. What is that?
No, guys have to, like any other sport, if baseball is going to have a team.
And for owners,
put a team together.
Look, do you want to promote your players across the globe and promote your sport? I mean, that's the thing. That baseball is. It's not global. I mean, it's big in East Asia, obviously Korea and
South
Japan.
America.
It's big. Well, it's big in Venezuela and the Caribbean, Australia.
Yeah,
but
it is in pockets.
Europe doesn't care.
Maybe England. They don't play a lot of baseball in England. Germany.
They like their cricket.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't. And India has a lot of people, but they like cricket.
They like cricket a lot.
So
I mean, look. When it comes to marketing and promotion, let's just be fair. Let's just be fair here. Baseball has done an awful job at marketing and promoting their players and their product for a long time.
And finally, if you didn't see this yesterday, but Tom Herman is going to join Florida State as an assistant to Coach Mike Norvell. There was once upon a time, even maybe around these parts, that Tom Herman was the next big thing, but it just never really worked out. He's now 51 years old, last coached 2 years ago with Florida Atlantic, when he was fired before the end of his second season. He's had a little bit of time in the NFL as well. So Tom Herman looking to help Mike Norvell with some of the play calling duties.
There were a lot of fans who wanted their college football program when they had an opening to hire Tom Herman when he was at Houston.
Oh, this station is the flagship of one of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of folks across the country who wanted Tom Herman.
A lot of people. So we'll see. There you go. That's today's Integrated Media headlines. We'll come back with the Gamecock Notebook, get you updated on our poll question today, and talk a little bit more about what we've been discussing around Carolina's 2026 season. You're listening to the Postgame Show. All right, welcome back in. 19 minutes after 5 o'clock on this Tuesday. Jay Phillips, Terry Ford with you. Again, if you don't want to hear who won today's World Cup semifinal game, then just turn your volume down for about the next 5 or 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, turn it down. For the rest of you, Spain has beaten France 2-0. So Spain is moving on to the World Cup final on Sunday in New York, New Jersey. That's one big area.
3, 2, 1, start.
Now we're right.
Here we go.
All right, Gamecock Notebook time. First off, our poll question today. Being as objective as you can, because, again, that's easy for college football fans across the country.
Yes.
Super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these SEC schools needs, everybody wants one, Terry.
Sure.
But which of these schools needs a big football season the most in 2026? Alphabetically, your choices: Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, or other. Right now, and I'm shocked by this, South Carolina is well out front of the Gators and the Auburn Tigers. 79.6% of you that have responded say Carolina. Florida at 11.6%, Auburn at 7.5%, and just 1.4% of you say other. Gamecock Lifer hits us on Twitter, says, we do. It's always us. Disclaimer, I am not good at being objective. If I were, maybe Auburn, actually. It's good.
That's actually funny.
I like
really
you
good.
admit that.
That's really good.
It is hard for college football fans to be objective. But no, that's why I say as objective as you can. Look, you can make a case for any of the three or maybe a couple of others in the SEC. Terry, you mentioned if you had an other vote, you might put LSU in there, even though Lane's in his first year, too, like the Auburn and Florida coaches are. So there's a little bit of a pass. Our buddy Will King, our former colleague here at the station, hit us with that very fact that he feels like the Auburn and Florida guys at least get 1 year grace.
You throw who had more pressure going into their first year? Because typically a first-year coach doesn't have pressure. Lane Kiffin, this year at LSU, Kalen DeBoer, first year at Alabama.
Wow. Man, I'm
batting that one back and forth.
That's
in my head
good
right
one. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Lane because I think Lane is charged with resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
DeBoer, it was really about maintenance.
Yep.
Now, you can certainly flip that coin and say, well, the pressure of maintaining what Nick – that's the problem, though, for Bama fans that we've talked about a bunch is when you are the guy that follows the guy – and that's who you're measured against. It's simply, and again, here's another, speaking of objective and subjective, here's one that's very subjective. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
And Kalen comes in, right at that point of where NIL / Wild West, no rules has just
changing.
Exploded like a H-bomb across the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
And some people say that's why Nick bailed. I think that's part of it. I also think he was in his 70s, and he and Miss Terry want to go enjoy the fact that Nick is pulling down a whole bunch of money.
Well, your bank account's got a ton of zeros and commas, and maybe you want to go to enjoy it. I think to that point. I think that Nick obviously knew what year his driver's license said he was born. I think the NIL stuff just probably, how you in your head, you're not telling anybody. Nick's not going to sit around and go, I'm thinking about maybe I'm starting to wind this thing down. But, there's some things that can make you go, you know what, I've been thinking about it, it's time. I just can't think Nick threw his hands up and said, you know what, I'm doing a total 180 and walking away. I think he's older. He's won a ton of championships. Like you said, money's in the bank. Him and Miss Terry can go around the world. He can actually enjoy himself a little bit. And then the NIL thing happens. And then during the college football playoff week, player walks into his office. hey, man, let's talk about my NIL money for next year. And Nick was like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's a tipping point.
Yes,
right,
it's
for
like
him.
that Jenga game.
But that's Jenga. I think. But I listen. That's the question you ask though about Kalen or Lane is.
I think it's Lane. Myself.
I would say Lane, but I think there's certainly a case to be made for either.
Yeah, I batted back and forth in my head because they both had so much pressure.
Yeah.
I think it's Lane to the point of what you said.
Well, they're going to expect Lane to win now.
They're thirsty to win a championship again. It's been a few years. They won another one. Alabama had a bunch of them, and it wasn't thirsty to win a championship. It was thirsty to like you said, keep going what we've been doing.
Yeah.
I think both of them was a ton of pressure, but I'm myself. And again, there's no right answer.
Right.
I'll lean with Lane.
That's what I mean. It could be a 51-49 kind of thing.
Kalen DeBoer wasn't hired to win a championship. He was hired to keep Alabama where they were. Lane's hired to win a championship.
Yeah. And of course with Alabama, where they were is championship level. So there's
like,
subtle differences, the nuanced difference.
You're coming in here to get this thing back and holding up a trophy. DeBoer we just want to keep holding up trophies.
Yeah. While we've been talking, we've had some more votes come in. Again, you got Twitter tells me 24 minutes left. Carolina's now at an even 80% for this one. And again, look, around here, certainly Carolina, I think, again, Terry said, not necessarily right or wrong answers, but with Auburn and Florida having first-year coaches and Shane being in year 6, that's the difference. And again, what is a big football season? That's a little more subjective. Mm-hmm. And again, yesterday on Bill and Tyler were talking about it, and I think Bill said, 8-4 can be a good season here if the 8 include at least a couple of good wins. Mm-hmm. Now, to flip that coin, you don't want bad losses either. So, you don't need a Kentucky or Arkansas or Mississippi State loss amongst your 4.
No.
But, it'd be nice to beat one of Alabama, A&M, Clemson, or Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how good Clemson's going to be this year, but the game's in Death Valley. Of course, you've done okay in Death Valley the last couple times.
Mm-hmm. You've been all right last couple years in a row.
So, maybe we're into that like the 90s where Carolina won 3 straight at Death Valley. Carolina, again, I don't know what Jeremiah is going to be looking for. We all know that there needs to be, and again, we have so much time to talk about all this, we won't dwell upon it right now, but there needs to be a lot of improvement with the offense, and, all these things that we already know. But I think Carolina of the 3.
Yeah.
Just because, again, Shane's in year 6.
He's in year 6, coming off a 4-win season. It was massively disappointing when you're going in preseason top 15.
Yeah, with a generational quarterback and such. And but again, you've hired the guy to you hope, to fix that.
Well, that's the thing. Think about it, Jay. This is a 4-8 team. They are in some top 25s. Phil Steele has them. He did a year-end rankings for this year, like projecting. He's got South Carolina sitting at 16 down the year.
Yeah, well, and again, think about it, man. We talked about it earlier for those who missed it, and we talked about it a bunch through the year. You should have beaten Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. You should have beaten Alabama.
Yeah.
You were in Columbia, Missouri with the football, down less than 7 points, and you couldn't score.
Yeah.
You were, I think it was a 7-point game at LSU with about 5 minutes to go, and you had the ball, and you couldn't score.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in these kinds of games. You gotta win them.
Yeah.
You don't have to win all 4 of those. And like Terry, like you said, if you win 2 of them at least, you go to a bowl, and that's not good enough. Look, just a bowl is not good enough around here on a regular basis.
Well, especially when you were preseason top 15 and looked like you were going to fight for a college football playoff spot. To go 6-6 and get mayonnaise dumped on you is not what anybody wants, right?
No.
But I guess to me what it shows me also with the voting, because it was so objective, is just the idea, though, right or wrong, that poll tells you really kind of the amount of pressure on this football program to get it right after last year.
And again, I applaud Jeremiah Donati and the administration for giving Shane the resources necessary to go do what he did, to bring in the coaches that he did, to make sure that you held on to your top-level talent, and we all know that schools were trying to poach the heck out of those guys.
Absolutely.
So, We'll see. If you want to vote, you got a few minutes left at J. Phillips 1075. Drive around the SEC on the other side. Interesting comments from Paul Feinbaum on a former SEC coach and something novel that Auburn will be a part of that other schools might be jealous over. We will tell you in the Drive Around the SEC next. It's going to be rocking tomorrow afternoon at the British Bulldog Pub as England take on Argentina in a big semifinal matchup. My suggestion is get there early, grab yourself a pint or two, maybe get the delicious beef eater sandwich for a late lunch. Or if you're a little more on the healthy side but want something really tasty, and I've had this thing many times, the turkey, green apple, and brie sandwich is absolutely delicious. Or maybe you don't want to be as healthy, and you want something like the Tower of London burger. All right, let me just, you ready for this? All right, Tower of London burger. A half-pound burger with English bacon, with special sauce, an English banger, that's a sausage, fried onion rings, an over-easy egg, sautéed mushrooms, and cheese. Enjoy the game, enjoy a pint, enjoy the British Bulldog Pub.
Still a decent amount of accidents. O'Neill Court at 2 Notch, also Lake Murray Boulevard at Nursery Road. I-77 northbound after Killian Road, that's exit 22. Closed around Blythewood due to an accident, I-77 southbound approaching Farrow Road, exit 19. And, of course, Malfunction Junction, malfunctioning like always. Come back, get a drive around the SEC. Paul Feinbaum talking about a former SEC coach. We'll hear about that next here on the Postgame Show.
Welcome back in, SEC, or drive around the SEC time. SEC Media Day is getting going next week down in steamy Tampa, Florida. I'm going to be missing my first SEC Media Days in a long time, man. But I'll be here anchoring coverage. Had a few things going on that needed to get done, so I couldn't make it this year. And who's going in my place? You? Yeah,
myself, Elijah, and Tyler.
Okay.
You just would have gone with us.
You want me to? I might still be able to go if you want me to go.
Yeah, too late.
Did you cancel my room?
Yeah, it all closed up. Too late. No, this year you'd have to bunk with Elijah and I. 2 beds.
After the story y'all told last year, I don't want to do that. It ain't got anything to do with y'all. I just don't know that you got the right Airbnb, my man. That's all I'm going to tell you about that.
Every time.
That's why you should have stayed in the hotel. I told you to stay in the damn hotel.
It's over. We're not ever doing the Airbnb again. And I'll just say, and Elijah and I will be sitting around, all of a sudden somebody will look at you and go, hey, the Ottoman. And we just start laughing.
Yeah, 0 res.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. So, we're hoteling it this time.
That's good.
No more Airbnbs.
There you go, Ter.
No more Airbnbs. That
only took you 5 years.
That was it. Hey, ready? No more saving the company money. Screw that. Yeah. Hotel, baby.
We have sponsors for.
That's right. Hotel.
Yeah, get that thing paid
Into
for.
the hotel.
That's right. Get that thing paid for. Drive around the SEC time. Interesting note here. And like I said, this might make some people jealous. The Aflac kickoff game today, that's the one over in Atlanta, announced an NIL deal, not with both schools playing, but with Auburn. Leading up to their game against Baylor, the Peach Bowl and the kickoff game say the deal is worth multi-million dollars. And according to this, marks the first time that a neutral site college football game has incorporated NIL compensation for student athletes. It will also involve other third-party groups, and as many as 24 Auburn players will promote the game through social media posts, public appearances, advertisements, in-game promotions, and branding opportunities. Says David Epps, who runs the Peach Bowl, quote, in the new NIL era of college football, this will be an innovative way to create wins for the teams, programs, and student athletes. This new model is a true win-win scenario where Auburn and its student athletes get a financial boost in the NIL space. At the same time, it's a potential game changer for neutral site games like ours who want to bring added value to participating teams and make it a more attractive and lucrative opportunity. Terry Ford, I mean, great for Auburn. Baylor's probably going, where's mine? And other schools are going, wait a minute, we don't have one of these this year. So, not saying fair or unfair, it is what it is.
Does that make you as a school push to go down this path?
Well,
with whoever?
Probably. I mean, is something like this?
Is it going to pass the clearinghouse?
Probably so. This one will.
Yeah.
But is this, a reason, not a reason, why Florida State and Georgia decided to, we're not going to do the home and home. They're going to play in Nashville in 2027.
Could be. I mean, look, you're flipping every rock to look for dough, right?
Yeah.
And if you can find some kind of game of this nature that could give you some kind of financial tie-in in some way, shape, or form, you're probably going to have to investigate it. We could be seeing more of these quote-unquote wink-wink neutral site-ish type of games where teams are benefiting financially either through like this setup for NIL or some other type of setup to be able to generate revenue. Well, there was that college basketball tournament last year where the winner got X amount of money in NIL.
Played out in Vegas, right?
Yep. Yeah. And I just think that we're going to see
everybody got something and the winner got more.
Yeah. So everybody got a little something that's doing it. And you might see these kind of setups moving forward. And again, it benefits the game, the people that organize the game, because they're going to put money in their pocket for attracting.
And I hate to ask this. Now again, Auburn's in-state rivalry game is a conference game, so it doesn't affect Auburn as much as it might with some. But again, we've seen a lot of school. Again, Florida State and Georgia decided not to do a home and home and play twice, instead just play once for now at least on a neutral site field. But we've seen South Carolina cancel games. But does Jeremiah Donati get on the horn with his fellow ADs at Miami, NC State, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, and go, all right, y'all want to play in Charlotte? See if we can get some. Or, hey, who can? So I still want those games to be there. I think other people do too. But again, you've got to incorporate the idea of the committee using strength of schedule as a real metric. We got to figure out if 24 schools are going to a playoff starting in 27, which I do think we're going to get.
I think it's going to get there.
It'll be 12 again this coming season, but next season I think we hit the double mark.
I mean, again, just using strength of schedule as a real metric and using it as a weighted metric, especially non-conference. I'm always jumping down non-conference strength of schedule. You truly control that.
Well, I mean, if Auburn were to lose to Baylor by 3, or Missouri were to beat Missouri State directional by 40,
I think losing to Baylor by 3 is more impressive.
I want to weigh that more heavily.
Absolutely.
Because at least, again, you made the effort to play somebody good. Again, Florida State and Georgia. That's a good football game, man. I know FSU's struggling a little bit, but they'll get it back.
I mean, it's just the idea that, and again, college football, NCAA, whatever, and really college football playoff committee.
College football playoff, yeah.
That's really what we're looking at. If you look at strength of schedule as a major metric, we're going to get better games. It's going to get better TV ratings. It's going to get better ad dollars. It's going to do everyone a lot of good, but you got to start using the strength of schedule metric, and you have to weigh it a ton.
And you can't listen to Cody Campbell whine and complain.
Right.
Oh, it's not fair.
Well, Cody, you got a lot of money. Pay for some good games.
Yeah.
I just think the strength of schedule makes so much sense in so many ways. The fact all you do is look at the win column is silly.
Yeah. So, again, I can load it up on cupcakes. By the way, I won't give you all the numbers right now, but ESPN has redone the FPI this week for the coming season, and they'll probably revise it 1 or 2 more times before. But all 16 schools of the SEC are inside the top 20 in terms of strength of schedule this season. Like Georgia is number 20, and again, Georgia had a game get moved.
They moved a game.
Yeah, I forget which one it was.
I can't remember now.
But so Georgia's 20th. And the 4 schools that aren't are all Big Ten schools.
It was Ohio State,
it's Ohio State,
Texas,
Michigan, Northwestern, and Southern Cal.
Interesting.
So there you go.
There you go.
All right, you got a cut here from. Is this praise for Brian Kelly?
I don't know because I haven't listened to it.
Okay.
But what the cut says, Feinbaum on weekly Brian Kelly interviews.
Well, just play it.
And here is what Feinbaum said.
Years ago, Nick Saban started doing Pat McAfee every week. So we got a call from LSU and Brian Kelly saying he wanted to do our show every week. Now, I don't know if any of you know Brian Kelly. I saw some people from South Bend earlier. Spending 20 minutes with Brian Kelly for 3 consecutive years every Monday, I think I would rather have a colonoscopy on the stage right now without anesthesia. It's that painful.
Ouch.
That's actually funny.
But true.
That's actually funny. And true.
Brian Kelly is, through obviously representation, attempting this spring and summer to go through some sort of PR rehabilitation.
He's trying to rebrand himself.
He's been talking with CBS, but I think CBS has begun to read the room. Because there's been a lot of trial balloons floated about Brian Kelly, either as a studio analyst or a color analyst at games. And to this point, no deal has been reached. And now you're getting to, within weeks of the start of the season. I think CBS Sports, again, has read the room. Maybe he still does something. Look, he's got a football brain. There's no doubt of that. But he's not likable. And you don't always have to be ultra likable.
Yeah, but he's unlikable. Is there a difference between being likable or just being like that?
Yeah.
He's unlikable.
And I think some people have told him, hey, look, the only way we're going to do this is to get you out and make you look good again. Yeah. And it's like.
Or if he's going to do games, if I'm CBS, I'm going to bring you in and test you.
Yeah.
And see if you can do games.
But I mean, and look, nobody really tunes in for those guys anyway, but you know what you can do, Terry?
You can't tune out.
You can tune out.
Yeah. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah. If it's a good game and he's on it, I might be like, well, I'm hitting mute.
Right.
Or I'm going on Sirius and finding the
radio
school play-by-play.
Turn down the TV.
That's the drive around the SEC. We'll do Jay versus the Internet and give you the final poll results coming up. All right, welcome back in. 11 minutes in front of 6 o'clock on this Tuesday. Jay and Terry with you, wrapping things up. Scott Hamilton takes over at 6. Jay versus the internet in a second. I don't know what Terry has in store for me. I imagine it has something to do with the All-Star game tonight, but maybe not. Could be Summer League. I'm a big fan of the Summer League, man.
Like Summer League?
Yeah, listen, you want competitive basketball?
Oh, NBA Summer League is awesome.
I mean, that's where it's at, man. ESPN does promote it like it matters.
You know, that's the thing about the ESPN, and I get it, man. You got these big contracts with the NBA, and you make this stuff all seem like it's like the NBA Finals.
Yeah, winner of this game today, really has an inside edge on that playoff spot. No,
AJ DeBansta versus Cameron Bruce.
I did see that DeBansta has been shut down for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, he got his run, and that's it. You got him out there running around.
Well, you don't need him getting hurt.
Nope, you're done. You're done. And that's what you should do.
Final poll results here. Being as objective as you can, this is the poll question. Which of these SEC schools needs a big football season the most in 2026? Auburn, Florida, South Carolina, or other? South Carolina in a close race. Edges out Florida, 79.6% to 11.2%.
Nail biter, baby. Nail biter.
Auburn gets 7.9%, and other 1.3%. So thank you for voting. We opened that up right before the show started and had some fun with that one. So thank you. And I'm sure all of you were as objective as you could be. Now, Carolina is probably the most correct answer. Again, right, wrong. That's not what we're here for. But but with as we had some people point out, Florida and Auburn have first-year coaches. So there's a bit of a grace period, even at schools like that, where, you always want to win.
Yeah.
But Carolina, the grace period is over. And, I mean, look, I think Carolina is going to improve. There's always a tough schedule. By the way, I mentioned earlier the strength of schedule numbers with ESPN's FPI and however they do the math. I won't even ask because I hate math. But Carolina's 10th in the country.
Yeah.
So whatever that may be worth to you.
Yeah.
Carolina's strength of schedule number 10.
I think
and that's after dropping the Hurricanes. What would it be if the Hurricanes were on it? First?
Jeez. Think about if you got that game with Miami.
I'm guessing that Kent State and Miami don't quite.
A little different. A little different.
Kent made it 10th. Miami would have made it 9th.
A little bit better than Kent. A little bit better. Just a little.
A little something. No, I think Carolina has a better season. But again, those first 4 games at home, you need to be 4-0. You got Alabama and Florida on the road, and you'd like to split those. And Tennessee comes to Columbia, and A&M comes to Columbia, and you go to Arkansas.
It's one of those things, man. You
should have beaten A&M last year in their place. You should have beaten Alabama in your place. You should have beaten Alabama
2 years ago in
their place.
I
say should have. Certainly could have. I'll go with could have 2 years ago in Tuscaloosa. Should have in Columbia, and should have in College Station last year.
Yeah, I'll go should have all 3.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you had that game controlled. You were beating up Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and then Lennar's fumble.
Turnover.
Changed the whole game.
Turnover.
And, by the way, you had just gotten a turnover.
Yeah.
And you had all the momentum in the world, Lennar's fumbles, and that if you would have not turned it over, even if you would have just moved the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, just hold the ball.
Yeah, if you didn't.
Just like last year. Just like last year, don't turn it over. Just let the clock tick.
Yeah, Yeah, so you've had.
You can do it.
Yep.
And now you can do it with a more imaginative offense.
Yep.
All right, what do you got for me?
All right, here we go. NBA Summer League.
Oh, good.
Clippers versus the Lakers. The Battle of L.A. The Hate Fest. True.
I'll take LeBron and Bron. Oh, wait.
How about Kawhi Leonard and...
Magic Johnson still playing? Where's Kareem? James Worthy?
Sam Perkins, the whole crew, man. They're there.
Big Game Bob? All right.
And the
Big
Clippers,
Shot Bob. Sorry, Big Shot.
Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot Bob.
Clippers will roll out all their formerly injured guys like Bill Walton. How about Michael Olowokandi, baby?
Oh, wow. Look at you. That's a good pull.
Look at that. All right.
Let's
American National League All-Star Game tonight. Where are you going?
Well, I'm pulling for the National League, even though the Phillies and Mets are in the National League. But the Braves have 2 starters tonight. So, and Chris Sale's playing. I guess he'll pitch. Think he'll pitch for a minute? He's not starting, but he'll
go out there.
he'll pitch for a minute.
Good inning.
But Ozzie and Drake are starting. So, no, go National League, man. I'm still that guy. Even at my age,
would you rather take an American League plus 110 or National League minus 135?
I'd rather take American League plus 110 because somehow the American League always seems to win the damn game.
Absolutely. No doubt. All right, tomorrow, World Cup. England or Argentina? What do you got?
England.
I'm not saying who you're rooting for.
Oh.
Who you got?
England.
All right, we got to get out of here.
All right.
Talk to you.
See y'all tomorrow. And one final note from our great friends at Griffin Pools and Spas. They're on North Lake Drive in Lexington, not Lakeshore Drive in Forest Acres. Because I said Lakeshore yesterday. I didn't mean to, but I did. Sorry. They're both near lakes. Griffin Pools and Spas, North Lake Drive, right near the dam. You can't miss them. They've got a little pool outside there. They might let you jump in it. They might not. I don't know. Again, we've had people jump in it to win tickets to football games. That was always kind of fun. But if you want a brand new pool, they can get it done for you. If you already have a pool but maybe need a little work on it, pool and spa repair is also something they specialize in. Maybe it's time for an equipment upgrade, that pump and filter system making too much noise or your water's dirty and cloudy all the time. They can fix it for you, get you something nice, new, and efficient. Vinyl liner replacement. If yours is faded out by the chemicals in the sun, time to change it up. Safety covers, water analysis, whatever you need when it comes to taking care of your pool. Griffin Pools and Spas has been doing it for more than 50 years. Check them out online at griffinpoolsandspas.com.
Final check on traffic. Again, still left lane blocked. The road has been opened, I guess, a bit, except for the left lane, so I guess that's progress. I-77 southbound, approaching Faro Road, exit 19. More accidents, 12th Street at I-77, also 77 northbound after Killian Road, exit 22. Lake Murray Boulevard at I-26. O'Neill Court at Two Notch as well. Malfunction Junction continues to malfunction, and we have our construction. We always have I-26, Bush River Road, Old Sandy Run Road, Broad River Road, and Dutch Fork Road, and I-20 between Sunset Boulevard and Bush River Road. Connecting Carolinas with Scott Hamilton. Re-rack next on the game.